One. All righty. Yo, everyone. You're listening to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me is sequestered Jester.
Hey, everybody.
And Kuya.
Heidi ho.
Did you say Heidi Ho?
Yeah, because I'm a good neighbor.
Where did I hear that from? Heidi Ho. Hey ho.
Home improvement.
Heidi ho. Home improvement.
That's a home improvement phrase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Heidi ho, neighbor.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I know I've heard it somewhere else too.
Yeah.
I just can't put my.
Probably Ned Flanders. Heidi ho.
There you go. Hey diddly.
Oh my gosh.
Hey diddly, hi Heidi.
Yep. All righty. So, just so all our listeners know, Pinhead is currently taking a break right now from the show. It's all good though. He just needs a break, and it's all good. We talked about it off the record, or not off the record, but off the podcast, and he just needs a break, and we totally respect that. We've talked about mental health, and we want to make sure that everyone is mentally healthy. And there's just times when, if someone needs to take a break, it's all good. So, Jester, you had something to say as well.
Yeah, I have a few things to say. Definitely would like to talk about last episode because I wasn't here and I missed the boxing match a little bit. But I am glad that we talked and had time to talk, I guess. But yeah, no, I as much as it breaks my heart that Pinhead's not here, as much as I want him here, I want him to do what he feels is best for himself right now. And whether that be come and go when he wants, or to stay gone, or to take a long break and then come back. I'm just thankful that, we are still all good friends and that he's able to do whatever he wants to do. I know he wants much needed time with his grandma, especially right now with her age. So, I wanted to mention a couple things too of like why I haven't been on the show here and there. I may miss an episode here and there. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, because I know Mike and I talked about it a little bit off the air, but I'm gonna talk about a couple things, and then hopefully it doesn't bore you guys too much, and then we'll get on to the fun stuff afterwards. But just for some explanation of why I'm hit and miss on the show, it is not at all because I do not like doing the show. I very much enjoy this show, and there are days when I'd much rather spend time with my wife than do this show, because her and I, as of right now, just don't get a whole lot of time together with work schedules and all this stuff. So for her and I, it's kind of like, high and by situation for most of the week, and then maybe a couple hours sometime on the weekend or whatever. That in the end, that is the most important thing to me. So I need to, just for some clarification too, like I am trying to find the right words here. When I was growing up, like, and still to this day, like I don't really have any family that actually likes their spouse through growing up, let alone love each other. You know what I mean? So having my wife like I do now, my best friend, I'd like to keep it that way. So, and trust me, I mean, when I didn't do the show last week, she was like, "How come you're not doing the show?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to hang out." You know what I mean? And she said, "Oh, like that's cool. Like, we'll do this and that and do this and that." She is very supportive of this whole thing. She has always been wanting me to do this. I mean, for crying out loud, she persuaded me to leave my last job because of how depressed I had gotten over the last 2 years of working there, to take a lower paying job. and then she got a higher paying job after that. So like, you know, in the end, she is the most important thing in my life. So, yeah, I think I'm explaining it right. Yeah. So, I mean, I will definitely be here, but there are just some days, I mean, unless, like I said, like you guys are always telling the truth of like, you know, that one time I had allergies or whatever, and I really couldn't even really talk. But, no, there's just some days where I'm not going to be here, and that's because I'm hanging out and I'm chilling. Nothing to do with me not wanting to be here or me not, you know, supporting you guys and all this stuff. Much like Pinhead, I need time to do my thing sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I explained everything. Want to jump in? Nobody?
Oh, okay. No, I just want to make sure you're done.
Oh yeah. I think I'm done. I mean, again, I don't want to make it seem like, you know, I'm being held away from the show. It's nothing like that at all. I personally want time with my wife.
Right.
You
Which,
know what I mean?
yeah, and that's why, like, when we talked, and that's why it was good that we talked about it in person, because it's just something that I guess wasn't addressed, or that we just didn't have, you know, we just didn't take the time to address or to have that conversation. So when you cleared that up with me, and you know, again, like I mentioned, I'm all for it and very supportive of it. You know, like I said, we all have lives. The show was supposed to be, and it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, with no idea of how this is gonna go. You know, years from now. You know, the day that the show is no longer fun is the day the show, I think, will end. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know, like there's no point in continuing once it's, because I mean, if it's not fun, then the listeners will feel it. You know,
yeah.
even without seeing it, they'll feel, you'll just be able to hear it in the energy or the voice, the
Absolutely.
voices. But yeah, and that's totally fine. And I'm glad again that we did have that conversation. And like I said, I'm fully supportive of that. You want to spend more time with your wife, and like, yeah, because I didn't know the situation as far as, you know, your schedules, so that cleared things up.
No, yeah, I just want to clarify too, for those listening, that, like, you know, we've only known each other for what, a year now, right? Like a year and a
Right,
couple months.
Yeah.
So like there's there's still a lot that we don't really know about each other. Like I only share some things. Like I'm a pretty open guy as it is. You know, ironically, the guy wearing the mask on the show is quite open at work with the guys I work with. But I mean, there's still a lot of things that, you know, you guys don't know, and it's appropriate balance. I mean, you guys don't need to know everything, but I'm just, you know, since I mean, technically, I guess I'll put in these words, we're working together on this show, and yes, it is fun, and and we're basically having fun while we're quote unquote working. You know, sometimes I do that stupid thing, where I was talking about this in therapy, but I'm doing that stupid thing where the people that I'm closest to, I'll withhold information to ease any pain or burden that they might get, or that I may think they might get from me. And then I'm like the polar opposite with people that I don't really care about. I'll just, you know, I'm so up front and center. So I know that some people, like, they're like, oh, how come, you know, all you get to do is just tell me. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I could tell you, but I don't want to hurt your feelings or make you feel like, oh, I just don't want to do the show. But you know, that's the thing I'm talking about, is like, it's so backwards. Like it ends up eating, what's the right word? It ends up, the very thing that I'm trying to do, or trying not to do, it ends up happening because I'm withholding information instead of being upfront. You know what I mean?
Right.
So instead of being like, oh, you know, like, dude, it's not that I don't want to do the show. It's just like, there had been shows before that we had done that, dude, I didn't really want to be there. Like I got maybe like a few hours with my wife at all that whole week. And I was like, dude, I wish I was just up front and was like, man, like I really don't want to do the show tonight. I want to hang out with my wife and do my thing.
Right.
And that's nothing to do with this show. Like, dude, I am flat out excited. I have fun doing this. You know what I mean? But again, there just came a point where like I needed to start saying, hey man, like I really want to just hang out. You know what I mean? And I felt like that wasn't an appropriate enough excuse, you know what I mean, to diverge from the hard work that you guys put into the show and to
Wait, wait,
just
wait, 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 wait. What do you mean we are doing hard work? It's all of us, bro. All of
well,
us.
yeah,
Not just us. All of us are in this together.
No,
So,
I know that, but it's the letting down, like the letting down fear kind of
no,
thing. You know what I mean?
no.
I know, but
Like Mike said, family first. Like Mike has his family. I have my wife. And I have my family here. You have yours. Pinhead has his. We are us four in this podcast is a family, but our priority is the primary. You know what I mean.
yeah,
So if you need a break, if you need some whatever time off, don't feel like you're gonna get we're gonna be disappointed. We're gonna give you shit.
yeah. No, I
You
get
know,
that.
you know, we're
I
gonna
get
we're gonna
that.
give you a whole lot of shit, but then that's nothing but love. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
like don't think you're letting us down or anything like that. It's just like when I when I first I think I was the first one who said that I don't think I can do the podcast because I have to do something.
yeah. You're
I
going
think
on vacation or something. I
yeah, or
think.
something like that,
Yeah.
right? And then then I got COVID. So
Right,
so
right.
and then like in the middle of the COVID thing that like I was trying to rest, trying to whatever. I felt antsy. It's like I need to talk to these guys. I need to go. That's why I went. No matter
Yeah.
how shitty I felt, I needed to have that sort of release. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So and with my wife's blessing telling me like go ahead, go do whatever you need to do.
Right, right.
Then that's fine. Like when it comes to family, like that's first, man. That's primary. So there's no like you don't please don't feel obligated to carry a burden or to feel bad like when it comes to that. Like if you have to go, if you want to spend time with family, tell just let us know. Just say, hey,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
I can't make it this time. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, Mike and I had that talk, and
Well,
yeah.
I didn't because I wasn't there.
No. I know, and that's what I'm
So
saying.
now
I'm filling you in.
so now I'm just giving you like
No,
my
no.
spiel.
And I appreciate that, and and again, that's another reason why like I'm talking about it right now on this show. It's because you're very much part of it as well, and I'm giving a little bit more obviously reason maybe than I did with Mike regarding my family and stuff like that. But like I I've been married to my wife a while. I mean I don't think I'm quite up there with Mike. I think he's a couple years ahead of me, but yeah, man, it's still like, I mean, in the end, she's just my best friend. I mean, there's, I don't even know how to describe it because some people describe that like that feeling going away after like a year or so, and dude, it's just it hasn't, man, and
Yeah.
and it I just can't help it. Like I want to spend, like her and I when I didn't do the show that night last week, we played some video games together and we went swimming and then we chilled and hung out, and like it was like that. It was just good quality time. You know what I mean? Because we could all have time by like oh, we're gonna go grocery shopping. We're gonna run some errands. We're gonna do this and do that. And to some people that may be good quality time, but to me and my wife, it's just like to me it's not. It's just not. I want time to just hanging out and talking and like just spending time with one another, not running errands. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and because of my past with family, and especially because of my wife's past with her family, we've never had family that I mean, love each other, let alone like each other. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah, so this is like new grounds for you guys, and you feel like you don't want to like mess it up or anything, right?
I won't say new grounds because we've always had this crazy bond with one another.
No, I'm just saying, like, both sides of the family doesn't have, like, like this kind of deep friendship relationship type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, her and I mean, growing up, my mom is on marriage number 4. My
Gotcha,
dad's on
gotcha.
number 2. Um,
Yeah.
So like it's just been like it's hard to explain because to describe the love like that, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's just there.
It's like Mike's devotion to the Snyderverse and shit. Something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Like
I mean,
something like that, right? Or
yeah.
your total devotion to Boba Fett type of thing.
I mean, yeah,
More than that.
I'd say more than that. Like I like I like Boba Fett and all, but like, dude, I'll put it all away for a couple extra hours. With my wife, I
I
will.
know, like, that'd be kind of cool
Um,
if your wife says, you know what, fucking Boba Fett sucks balls, but like you told me that she loves Boba, so like that's not gonna
She
happen.
does, and
But that
if
would be
she did,
funny if she ends up like one day she's like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of Boba Fett. Oh man, would that be a deal breaker?
no,
Jester?
of course not. I mean, of course not. I just know she'd be really gentle about it because she knows how much of a nerd I am with that kind of stuff.
Gosh.
Um, Again, I'll give her all the credit where it's due because I mean I mean, for kind of I got a sugar mama for the first time in my life, right now because when I left my job, I was making really really good money, and she's
But
like,
the,
like,
but
I'm sorry, go ahead.
the quality of your you were making good money at that job, but the quality of your attitude towards
Yeah.
the job wasn't quality, I would say, right? Like
Yeah,
it wasn't.
definitely towards the job, but it was like when I would be home, like dude, I don't suffer from depression, and I don't want to claim that I do because I don't. I've never suffered like a lot like just depression out of nowhere. Like there's always been a reason for my I guess back in the day you'd call it like being really sad, but um no, because like that was the main source of me being depressed. Yeah, I would come home and I would be here, but then I also wasn't because I was thinking about the next day. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just didn't have a healthy mindset towards the job and then towards myself because I started to feel um what's the right word? I just started to feel like I was degrading. You know what I mean? Like I knew what I was doing and I was really good at that job, but my mental health state was not good. And um I mean at the time that you and I met, Mike, I was working where we're working now, and I was doing that other job. I was doing 13-hour days, 6 days a week. Trying to make ends meet because my wife had lost her job because of COVID. And she got another job after a couple months, and I stayed where I am now. And I was like, I think I can, because I was like, yeah, this money's really good. I think I could do both. And my wife's like, dude, like, you could do whatever you want, but I'm just letting you know you are not gonna do well. You know what I mean? And it's not gonna be healthy for you.
Right.
And she's like, honestly, it's kind of crazy to see that when you go to your second job after working 8 hours, you're actually happy and you're in a pretty good state of mind, and she's like, why don't you just go full time there? And I'm like, because that's financial suicide. But she's been there for me every step. I mean, she got another job that pays more money, and it's kind of crazy right now, but yeah. So
Right. Well, you know what
yeah,
they say: happy wife, happy life.
that is very true. But I mean, she might argue the opposite side because happy man, happy life as well. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Because
That's true.
she's
That is
always saying like the money doesn't matter what at this point in our life.
right. Right. Yeah, and that's a perfect example of you can make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, if you are not happy, and just the fact that you mentioned like you were thinking about the next day, and it was affecting your mental health, huge red flag. Like
Oh yeah, definitely. Work it would leave temporarily in my mind, but it was always there on the back of my mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. Um, yeah. So, I mean, I'm just trying to, for those listening, cause like, I am pretty a secretive guy, I guess, through the internet. But since we're doing the show, and then I know some people that are listening, those quiet listeners, and then the few that have voiced out are, sad to see when we're not all here. And at times it's just a threesome, so I'm just trying to give some clarity. If you like it, I mean, I appreciate that. And if you don't, then tough. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to need to do. And, and I know I'm going to kind of like jump over to last week's episode here, but, listening to Pinhead talk and stuff, him and I had a long talk, afterwards the next day, and I was just like, man, like, I get it. He was in a similar situation of like, out of hurting everybody, he didn't want to say anything, but like, he's like, dude, I need some time to do my thing, and
Right.
whatever that is, then, and he's like, I don't want to feel like I have to explain myself. And I was like, dude, you don't have to explain yourself, but like, we love you. And that's why we don't want to see you go. You know what I mean? It breaks my heart to see him gone and not on this show tonight, but
Right.
Dude, like, again, I love seeing that smile on his face when I go to work, cause he had a good night and he pulled through.
Right.
And, so, it was kind of ironic that the first fight that, we had, cause I know there was talks about not airing that last episode. And I just think it's funny that the first fight is not between you and me. Like, for crying out loud, I think we had like 3 or 4, like, I don't want to say fights, but you and I have had some pretty heated arguments in that poor break room.
Right.
I mean, that's, we're both very much passionate about certain things. And my wife was saying, like, she's like, I'm really glad you're doing this podcast, but I just think it's so funny that all 4 of you guys are friends. And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, you guys are like all opposites. Like, I don't think there's one of you two that are the same personality,
Right.
We all, I mean, I'm not going to say we butt heads, but we all just have very different point of views on life and decision making.
Right.
And I think that's an encouraging thing, that we can all be friends and have good, healthy conversations, because for crying out loud, and like in a world in a world like this where everyone's trying to tear each other apart, we're able to come on this show and just talk, just have a good time and talk about a crappy movie we saw last night. It doesn't have to be this, I know we're getting kind of deep in this episode right now, but we don't we don't have to do this stupid thing where we're picking at each other's throats, or
Yeah.
we voice our opinion and we move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why when I met you guys, because like, yeah, Kuya and I were trying to do the podcast like 2019. It wasn't working as well. And then I met Pinhead, and then I met you, and then I was like, I think we got something here. What if we came together? And it was only the fact that the factor that made me decide to bring all of us together was purely the fact that we all have an appreciation for movies and shows, and like you and I, like Star Wars fans, 'cause, and then of course knowing James and Kuya, like, they're fans, but they're not hardcore fans. So, it was mostly that driving factor that we had that in common,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
then I think we got putting all of that together, all of us together, and then getting these different, having all these different conversations now, not just about those things, but about other things as well. And that's why, yeah, I think it makes having all 4 of us together makes the show what it is, because we have those different personalities,
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yes, we may agree on some things, but we still have our own personalities that I think it makes it more interesting. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I completely agree, and that's it just makes me laugh sometimes when we're doing the show, just like how polar opposite like one of our opinions might be, and then we're all like kind of surprised, like, man, what the hell, Pinhead? You didn't like that episode, or what the hell, Kuya? Like, what are you thinking?
Right,
You know,
right.
and it's just like, oh, you know, it's because we are so opposite. I mean, and I like that. It's a nice different pace. I mean, for crying out loud, you and I could go jerk each other off all night in the aisle, you know, about Star Wars. But if I come on here, you know, I might get some heat on that last episode because Pinhead thought it was stupid, and I'm like, all right, man, that's cool, man. That's fair. You know, you can
Right,
definitely
right.
feel that way. And you know, and that's with certain things that he may watch that we don't watch, and I'm like, oh man, you know, your opinion's pretty valid. I'll check out whatever you're recommending here, you know. So you know, I appreciate the I appreciate the times that we have together and hanging out, you know. And as of last episode, that whole beginning part, I mean, I'm really glad that I know there was talks about possibly not airing the episode,
Hmm.
you know, and that's
Well, I don't think for me it wasn't really about airing the entire episode. I
Yeah.
wanted to clear it first with Pinhead on how he felt if he
Right.
wanted me to edit anything about it. But then for me personally, I wouldn't have wanted to edit anything. I wanted to get his permission first that it was okay with him that I air everything because
Right.
I mean, as far as as far as I'm concerned, what happened was, you know, a discussion, and then yeah, we got, you know, we got heated. I didn't also get to finish what I wanted to say, but that's, you know, that's neither here nor there. So,
Yeah.
you know, but
No,
yeah, I,
and like I said, I mean, that's one of the things I love about Pinhead is that he's just he's just so. I mean, I'm not gonna say in your face, but he's just so he doesn't have anything to hide. You know, and that's one of the
right.
things I love about the guy. And you know, you know, and by the way, that phrase, when I was listening to to that episode, that phrase, oh, watch your heart. You know, I'm gonna have to use that on you next time you and I get in a little beef. Because like I really I really like that. I've never heard that before. I really like that phrase. That's cute. I like that. You
Yeah,
know,
because yeah, it's just like, whoa, what's going on here?
yeah. No, and I know there was some personal stuff that he was going through that he had literally just happened before you guys did that show, and it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. So
Right, right. And
um
I had no clue. I had no idea. So, and
right.
that's why at that, like right at that moment, I was taken aback. Like you know, if he told me at the last minute that he didn't want to go and watch it, then that would have been totally fine. Like I don't want to force anyone, you know,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do
No,
something.
I know. Yeah.
But
And
then,
that's our thing though, you know. I mean, we're not, and I say him and I because I mean we kind of suffer in this same thing of like just not being straightforward with people that we care about because we don't want to hurt them in any way, whether that be you know, emotional or feelings about like, well, hey man, like I really wanted to see you come and blah blah blah, and just like I don't want to hurt you, so like yeah, sacrificially I'll go.
right,
You know
right,
what I mean? Instead of just being blatant and being like, nah, dude, like not into it. And so I got to work on that, you know, and I'm trying to work on that because it's caused some damage with my personal family on my side. Um, because I mean, I just don't want to start stuff. You know what I mean? So,
right, right.
but yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like about all four of us is that we're able to like we have these bumps in the road, and like I said, it's only been a year and a couple months, but we have these bumps in the road, but we're able to at least talk and get through them. You know, I mean, we're still very much friends with Pinhead. I mean, I love the guy to death. I think he's the sweetest guy. You know, one of the sweetest guys I've ever met in my life. Just because, again, I mean, he comes across as like he's just super straightforward because he just doesn't care. But like, you know, I mean, me
Right,
personally, I love that. But
right. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love about him because, you know, I'll ask him something, and that's why I ever since I met him, and then I knew like he was a horror fan and a wrestling fan. I was like, this is something that's different from what I like, and yet
yeah,
I'm also interested in it, and I know a lot of people are interested in it, and that's why I think he brings a unique voice, and that's why like yeah, I've always encouraged him like with the YouTube, and then I'm trying to nudge him to do the TikToks, the
Yeah.
video, like, because that 1 minute is, it may not seem like much, but it's also like, I don't know, there's something unique about it where you've got 1 minute to say something, say what you want, and you can do anything, and it allows you to be just creative. And I know he's a very creative guy.
Yeah. I agree. I think TikTok will do him wonders. But that if he chooses to do that, then awesome.
Yeah,
If not,
whenever he's
fine.
if he's ever willing to try it, or
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
just think, like, when I talk to him, I can already see other people tuning in to what he has to say, whether
Oh,
it's
yeah.
about horror or wrestling or even other films, because that the straightforward no fucks given attitude, I
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
And other people enjoy that and appreciate that, instead of just being all fluffy and, like, just
Right.
give it to me straight. So,
Yeah. I agree.
but yeah, hopefully sooner or later. I mean, I'd love to see him make another YouTube trailer reaction, whenever
Yeah.
whenever he wants to make one. But yeah, to those listening, you can send Pinhead some DMs, slide into those DMs, and send them some messages of love and appreciation, or whatever you feel like. Don't send him don't curse him out. But I do want to mention, Brad did DM our show Instagram at FMandTB, and he made the hashtag keep Pinhead.
Oh,
So
that's really sweet.
but yeah, we made it clear even off the air when I spoke to him, that I'm fully supportive of him needing to take a break, whenever he's ready, or whenever he wants to drop by and join us for the show. We're more than happy to have him on. He's more than welcome to. So he knows that.
Yeah.
So-
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, we've lost Kuya. His computer apparently just updated out of nowhere.
Oh, that
So
sucks. Oh, God.
yeah, hopefully he will be joining us soon. But yeah, I do want to mention, now that we've had these conversations and these discussions, it's now actually made me realize, and whether or not you might not, in a future episode you might not be here, and it just might be Kuya and I. Like,
Mhm.
it made me realize, like, oh, it's getting back to that original, like, just me and him.
Yeah.
And and that's fine if at least now we've done so many hours of, and I've known the guy for years anyway. But now, should there ever be an episode where it's just me and him, then it's just me and him. And we've had I guess we've already put in the hours so much of whether or not we have 3 or 4 people, that now it's not, like, okay, it's just me and him and we're gonna do it. So, and if there's a time, and the only thing also, again, like, through the tragedy of the pandemic, this podcast was born. And the fact that my wife has also been doing online schooling, and so that's why, before, pre-pandemic, Saturday nights when we drop off the kids at my parents' house, we usually go out, or we catch a movie at the movie theater. But of course, it just so happened that she started her online schooling, and then the pandemic happened, and then the podcast was born. Like, she'll ask me, like, what time is your podcast? Because when I'm doing the podcast, she's doing, her schoolwork. So it just works out. But when she's done with her schoolwork fairly soon, who knows? Like, there could be an episode where we might miss an episode. We might miss a weekend because we might be doing something else. We might, spending time with her, which is totally fine.
Right.
So-
Absolutely. I implore that as well, and and just to be clear, I am not going anywhere because I love you guys and I love this show. But again, I just said at the beginning, like there's just gonna be some days every once in a while where I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm not coming because I'm gonna hang out and do my thing and if it is a twosome with you and Kuyao, then I think that would be very funny.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but yeah, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, we're coming up on a year of doing this podcast period, which is kind of crazy, man. Like I can't.
Yeah,
Sometimes
we're approaching that 1 year in September.
Yeah, like my gosh, I can't. That went by so quick, dude. So quick.
Yep.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Like what the hell happened?
Yeah. So
So Kuya just texted me. Unfortunately, there's a power outage in his place, his area. So and look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Speak of the devil, and we're doing an episode like right then and there. Oh, you guys want to do an episode, huh? There you go.
No way. Wow. Okay.
Well, I told him just update me whenever he can join. If he can join, then he can join. If he can't, I mean, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we can only do so much.
I mean, come on, Kuya, get out there and put that power back on, man. Let's do this.
Put that electrician's outfit on.
Yeah.
Hard hat.
Oh man.
All righty. So we're changing things up a bit. Instead of reviewing Loki and the Bad Batch right at the top, well, not at the top anymore of the show, but roughly at the beginning, we're gonna do that towards the end, and that's for just in case anyone who's listening has not had the opportunity to watch those episodes yet. So we're gonna talk about all the news first, and then we're gonna do those episode reviews towards the end. So in case you haven't seen those episodes, when we do the episode reviews, you can pause this episode and you can catch up, and then you can get back into this as when we review those episodes, because we're going to review them with spoilers. But if you have, seen those episodes by the time you're listening or watching this, then hey, feel free to join us and listen in. So, and Kuya's back. There's the power.
Oh damn. Okay.
Like, holy, that was fast. He must have suited up real fast with that electrician's outfit, like that sexy electrician's outfit.
Oh yeah, got to get that onesie on and go crawling underneath the house.
All right.
Is he in? Okay. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Oh, he's on his phone.
Oh, he's on his phone. Hey,
it looks like he's on his phone.
He's on
doing
his
the
phone.
Pinhead thing.
Dude, Kuya, you're on mute, dude.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Kuya.
Yeah, you got it. You can push those buttons. Oh yeah, I see you.
There you go.
There
Hello.
he is. Calling in from his house.
I'm doing a thing right now with because or on the phone because the internet crapped out.
Oh, the internet. House. Okay, not the power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an outage. No, it was just an outage, internet outage. So
yeah. Oh, okay.
So fucking thanks a lot, Jester.
You're
all that drama bullshit like fucking ruined my internet, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I love bringing a party down. You know what I mean? I'm super fun at parties for sure.
It almost looks like Pinhead, like from the cell phone view. All we need is the sound, the ASMR sound of a can opening.
There you go.
Close enough.
Oh man. All righty. So we're gonna kick. So I mentioned while you were off, Kuya, that should there be an episode where Jester can't make it, it's just gonna be you and us, you and me.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like the original podcast, like test podcast that we had.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Except this time we've had so many hours of podcasting that we pretty much know, like what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I kind of go off on a tangent like really quick, and you can't, you don't stop me at all. But
maybe this time I might have to. I'll be like, yo, you gotta move on.
Stop talking. Jesus.
Holy shit! All right.
We were talking about mutants, and then all of a sudden you're at the Last Jedi. What the hell?
All righty. So we're gonna kick things off with news. So of course, the next day, Monday, after we recorded our podcast on Sunday night, Yeah, Sunday night. On Monday, we got an Instagram post from the John Wick official Instagram that John Wick 4 has begun production.
Nice.
So, and at the same time, like all these movies are like announced on Instagram. James Wan on Instagram is known as @creepypuppet. So he posted that Aquaman 2 has begun production as well. And what do they call it? The code name or something, like when it's a big movie, they won't publicize like Aquaman 2 is filming because everyone's gonna be like, Jason Momoa, oh my god, like, you know, or
like the Blue Harvest for was the Return of the Jedi?
Jedi was Blue Harvest.
Yeah. Okay.
For Aquaman 2, it's called Necros, which I think has horror ties to it. I wish Pinhead, I'm sure when Pinhead listens to this, he would just nod and he would know probably where that's from. But I'm looking at it. Necros, so Necros, as far as DC Comics is concerned, Necros is known as the Black City. It is ruled over by the tyrant king Mongo. Its society seems to be wholly militaristic. The last time Necros appeared on Earth, let's see, and I lost it.
What you eating there, Kuya? That looks pretty tasty. What you eating there? That looks pretty tasty.
Jack in the Box egg rolls.
Oh, are they actually good?
They actually are. Yeah.
Are they legit? Are they Asian egg rolls? Do they taste like Asian egg rolls? No. Okay. I was gonna say, I'd be like, that's us, Jack.
Yeah.
But now my curiosity is piqued.
They're not bad. Like they usually come with the teriyaki chicken bowl, which is actually also not bad.
Yeah. Gotta try it next time. So yeah, Necros has ties. So Aquaman 2, for those that may not know, is officially titled Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So it got those Indiana Jones vibes.
Okay.
But based on the or Harold Potter vibes, as Pinhead would say. But based on the working the code name Necros, it has ties to DC Comics, and yeah, it is the Black City ruled over by the Tyrant King Mongo. So I guess this is a clue as far as what Aquaman 2 will be dealing with. Or Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
You know what they need to deal with first? Fucking getting rid of Amber Heard. That's what they need to get rid of.
Oh, dude, I agree, man. They just need to do that.
That's the crazy thing, because she is currently filming the movie. She's there. By the way, she recently became a new mom as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I'm not gonna judge her on that. I just thought it was interesting. But I was thinking, you think perhaps they're just letting her keep her job because if they sue her, she won't have anything to pay up with if she doesn't have a job?
I have no idea.
She has a shitload of money from Johnny Depp and all the settlements and all that shit. She has money.
So they would just
to be honest with you, it's just because she's a girl.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense just because on the side of the internet and the world right now, I mean, it doesn't matter what she did. Although I know there's tons of voices out there supporting Johnny, but it's just not enough as of right now, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. So, and the fact that Warner Brothers never addressed it officially, but Johnny Depp we've already seen backlash and how it affected his career from it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we do have something related to Johnny Depp here. So I'm gonna skip forward to it as far as that. I'm gonna scroll down to it in my notes. Here. Let's see. So it is. Hold on. I've got it somewhere.
No.
It's okay. So Mads Mikkelsen. This is from EntertainmentWeekly.com. The title is Mads Mikkelsen wishes he could have talked to Johnny Depp about taking over the Fantastic Beasts role. So Mads Mikkelsen wishes he could have spoken to Johnny Depp about replacing him in Fantastic Beasts 3. The Hannibal actor revealed in a new interview Depp was forced out from the franchise after losing his libel suit against The Sun, a British tabloid that referred to him as a, quote, wife beater, in a story referencing allegations he had assaulted his ex-wife Amber Heard. So, quote, I mean, obviously they were going to do the film and obviously he was not involved anymore, Mikkelsen said of Depp in the Sunday Times. But I didn't have a dog in that fight and I don't know what happened in his private life and I don't know if it was fair, him losing the job, but I just knew that the show was going on and I would have loved to have talked to him about it if I had the chance, but I just don't know him in that sense. Quote, but they called me and they were obviously in a hurry and I loved the script and so I said yes. And I know it was controversial for many people, but that's just the way it plays out once in a while. He continued.
Wait, so Mads is replacing him as Grindelwald, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so am I. I'm sad about the circumstances.
Yeah.
Right.
Is Amber Heard gonna get rid of her fucking British accent?
It was gone in the first movie, yeah.
In Aquaman?
No, but it came back during the Snyder Cut.
Well, that's old footage.
Right. If you remember the Snyder Cut, they were filming that 2016. As far as Justice League, they were filming that 2016.
The reshoot. No, the reshoot with the Joker and everything.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't make sense to like you have it in there and then take it away and then have it back.
Full author.
Actually, for that scene, for the nightmare sequence, it would have made sense because that would have been a while after the events of the beginning of the film. But
I guess so. Yeah.
I guess she was just like for consistency, or to annoy the guys that hate it so much. Here you go.
Yeah, it would have been a perfect movie. You know, it would have been a perfect movie except for that.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
I still give it a 4 out of 10 just because of the whatever, you know. I'm just kidding.
Yep. So, alrighty, and then of course, I guess since we're in the controversial stuff, let's get right into it. So Allison Mack from Smallville fame, Chloe Sullivan. So this is from comicbookmovie.com. Of course, last week we talked about Tom Welling. I guess so that video, I wasn't sure where that video clip of him was from. I was like, it looked like a live of some or something. I guess it was one of those Cameo, like you can on the Cameo site or app, you can request like a celebrity or an actor or a musician, or I guess I shouldn't even use the term celebrity because Big Ed from 90 Day Fiance is there too.
Oh my god!
And I'm sure a lot of other reality stars.
There's tons of people on there.
I mean, they're milking it. They're sucking the teat of what they can get.
What's crazy is we could probably go on there too, eventually.
Who was that?
I'm just saying that like there's a certain point where I mean, who knows? We'll probably be here for a long time. But if we ever do get a large enough audience, we could probably be on there too.
Oh yeah.
That's how
I don't mind
crazy
pouring myself for cameos and stuff.
Oh, I don't either.
It's be like, oh, this message is for filmmaker Mike. Yeah, somebody paid me $20 to tell this to you. Go suck a dick. You know, something like that. That's basically what it is. So
yeah,
right. So yeah, so that video clip of Tom Welling was from a Cameo video where I guess someone asked him about the Smallville animated series that was rumored, and then that's where he confirmed it. So last episode we mentioned that, you know, that's happening now. But of course, so from Allison Mack, the title here is from comicbookmovie.com. Smallville star Allison Mack shares regrets for Nexium sex cult crimes prior to being sentenced. So she was sentenced on Wednesday. The apology came a few days before. And so she was just for those who may not be aware of what happened. She was arrested by the FBI in 2018, which I gotta tell you, that was some big shock for me. I was like, what the fuck? Like Allison Mack? Like really? Chloe Sullivan? Like what the shit is this? I couldn't believe it. And of course, I'm sure a lot of Smallville fans were in shock as well, because like, holy shit. So yeah, it says here she only took on a handful of projects following her decade-long stint in Smallville. And we later learned she was busy being embroiled in a sex cult known as NXIVM. So she was arrested by the FBI in 2018. Mac pleaded guilty to charges of trafficking, sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy. Accusations of money laundering and identity fraud followed, while charges of racketeering and racketeering conspiracy were also added. So, and then her sentencing was on Wednesday, June 30th. And it says here, prior to that, she was given the opportunity to express her regrets for the role she played in NXIVM. And Mac issued a lengthy apology. And in the parentheses, it says, likely in the hope it will reduce her sentence. And of course, that was the plan. So, quote, this was the biggest mistake and regret of my life, she said in an excerpt shared by the Hollywood Reporter. I am sorry to those of you that I brought into NXIVM. I am sorry I ever exposed you to the nefarious and emotionally abusive schemes of a twisted man. I am sorry that I encouraged you to use your resources to participate in something that was ultimately so ugly. I do not take lightly the responsibility I have in the lives of those I love, and I feel a heavy weight of guilt for having misused your trust, leading you down a negative path. So Keith Raniere, who is the head honcho of NXIVM, has been found guilty on charges of sex trafficking, conspiracy, and possession of child pornography.
Jeez.
While Mac is alleged to have been tasked with recruiting his, quote, sex slaves. A number of former victims have talked about being branded with his initials and forced to engage in sex acts against their will. So chances are the Smallville alum is facing serious jail time. Needless to say, we're not expecting Chloe to return in the Tom Welling and Mike Rosenbaum's planned Smallville follow-up that will take the form of an animated series if and when it happens. So Wednesday happened and her sentencing happened, and she got pretty much a little slap on the wrist, 3 years, and a $20,000 fine.
Dude.
So,
Ugh.
and of course, you know, not to mention, not to go into detail about it, but if you've seen the news or perhaps you've browsed through social media, you know, Britney Spears was denied to be free of her conservatorship from her father, and of course, Bill Cosby is now, you know,
Back on the streets.
free, basically.
Yeah.
And what was I going to mention about? So Bill Cosby was the first person that was accused of all of that terrible shit from the Me Too movement. So why his case is huge for the Me Too movement is because of how now he's up and free, like he's, you know. So now it's going to be interesting to see the other serious offenders like what's his name, Harvey Weinstein.
Nah, yeah, I think he'll stay.
Oh, okay, he okay.
When it comes to Bill Cosby, it boils down into like he's almost at that age of where he's gonna fucking die. So they probably just tell him like you're gonna be in house arrest for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
What was the judge's claim? It was like, oh, it wasn't a fair trial or something like that.
It wasn't I don't know, like he was found fucking guilty, like crazy.
I know that's what I'm saying.
They had enough evidence.
Yeah, 60 counts, dude. 60 counts. Like dude, that many, dude. Like, you know, usually where there's smoke, there's fire, my guy.
I mean, like one count is way too much already. You know what I mean?
No, I know,
But-
but 60, bro, 60, and then he's back. He's walking on the streets again. Like really?
No, he can't walk anymore. He's old. He won't be doing the same shit anymore, dude.
Did
I
you-
can guarantee you that.
This sounds so bad, but did you see it was going around. It was like a trend for a little bit of when he's walking and he was doing like I don't even know what you call that move where like he moves back. and he's
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
saw that. Oh my
It's
god.
like what? It's like what is that? Is that like the ego coming through already, dude? Like chill. Jeez.
Yeah, and then he was walking, holding
Wait,
hands.
did he do the Cosby thing?
Huh?
You do the little Cosby, the little shuffle thingy?
I think
Like, what do
so.
you
That's what it looked like.
do? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then
yeah.
when he was walking, I think outside his home with his team, with his lawyer and his support group, they were holding hands and they were like, "This is an American icon, and he is innocent." And I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. All right.
I couldn't believe this shit. I'm like, I mean, really a sad week as far as justice in America. You know,
yeah. I
when
mean,
you-
And then like the thing with Allison Mack, like honestly, she needs to be fucking put in jail for a long time, man.
I thought she would
Three-
get life
three-
for that.
Yeah, 3 years and fucking $20,000 fine
yeah,
just because
that's-
she says she's sorry. That
Well, dude, sorry is good. I mean, if you honestly feel that way, that's good. But dude, there's consequences for things like that. And
you're
3
you're the one that brought in the damn people that got victimized.
Yeah, you're the right hand girl. Are you serious? But I mean, here's the thing though. I know in her plea they probably pleaded as she was just as much of a victim as everybody else.
But
Which,
get the fuck out of here with that, man.
well, I mean, like
that's what they went for. Yeah.
I'm not there, so I don't know if she actually was or not. But if she is, then like I get it. But the thing is, I there still should be consequences for your actions.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years I think is way too short. Maybe
Yeah.
not life, but a little bit more than that.
Yeah. It should have been definitely more.
So,
It should have
I
been
don't
10
know.
years, at least 10 years. My God. Like, wow.
is she at least like, I don't know, is she at least having like forced counseling or something like that? Forced therapy?
not that I could, not
I
that
don't
I
think
could
so.
see,
Dude.
or not.
Because it's not a mental thing. It's like a choice thing. She chose to do that shit.
Well, she did choose to do that, but sometimes what happens is when people get like roped into those things, there comes a point where like you're just so, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's almost like you're taken out of your body. I don't even want to say that. It is a choice thing, but sometimes like gosh, what happens when some people get kidnapped? And-
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. So like, there could be a sense of that maybe. Like you just kind of, your
You
mind
just
kinda-
go with the flow type of thing.
Yeah, I guess if you want to simplify it like that, sure. But that's what I'm saying. If that's the case, then I think that there maybe should be some talk of therapy in there or something.
Right.
I don't know. I can't say because I'm not there, but geez, that's crazy.
Yeah. So this also brings up the documentary The Vow, which is on HBO Max. It debuted last year. I started it, but I never got to finish it. So when I heard that she was going to be sentenced again, I started watching again the Vow. So in the second episode, so we're following different former members of Nexium. In the second episode, we're introduced to one of the members, and it is Bonnie Peace, who played Aunt Beru in episode 2 and episode 3, and who will be back as Aunt Beru in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So when you watch the episode that she's in a bunch of the episodes. So there's a total of 9 episodes, and she and others like help basically bring it down, like and I guess like recorded a
How
bunch
long was she in there?
I'm sorry.
How long was she in there?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but it was years.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Part of their program was like be a bet. It's essentially like, be your best and utmost complete self. They have like all these like trainings, and then once you're in the program, you can become a coach, and then you can be like a level 2, level 3 coach, level 4. So she was
It's like Scientology.
Right.
Type of,
Oh, okay.
right. So she was into it, like when she like you attend like basically a weekend retreat, and you're introduced to the program, and then you feel great. And then when she met Keith Raniere, she was like really put off by the fact that he kisses everyone, man or woman, on the lips when he says hi to them. And then while like she wasn't I know like she was doing some music, but she wasn't getting a lot from it, or she wasn't really acting a lot, but she really was like into this program. So she was trying to be a coach. She was doing so much. Like she would describe her day. And then Allison Mack was also part of a musical group, of a band of some sort, that Bonnie Peace was also a part of. Like they do rehearsals at night. Like just she was describing her full day, and she would just do it over and over again. She was just exhausted. She was getting into so much debt because of this.
Jeez.
But yeah, and then the leaders would tell her and tell all the others, like, why aren't you doing more? Why aren't you doing more? And it's like, holy shit, what is the breaking point here? Like it is
Your life.
Yeah.
You need it all.
And that's why I highly suggest. I still need to get through a bunch of the other episodes, but each episode is like 55 minutes at least. But it's really fascinating because when you first, when you hear about how, when you hear about these things on the news, or like the first thing that would come to mind would be, how does someone fall for that? How can you be so stupid, or how could they be so stupid, or stuff like that? But when they break it down, and when they say, like, especially when the person is at a vulnerable point in their life, and then here's this wolf that's dressed like a sheep. There you go. Unfortunately, someone else who wants to take advantage.
are we talking about the cult, or are we talking about Donald Trump?
I'm talking about the cult.
Well, for
same difference, right? So,
well, dude, some of the Republican Party, shoot, both sides, man. It became like cults on both sides. It was like it didn't matter what the other side said.
Everything, man. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
People would rather believe other people's opinions rather than believing in themselves and shit.
Right.
So,
yeah. The other good show on Netflix, that was a Waco, with Taylor Kitsch. That they mentioned that a few times actually. How easy it is for these people to fall into those things. And like Kuya was saying, I mean, they really have a hard time thinking for themselves in that aspect, and they end up just falling in, It's crazy.
Yep.
Sad.
So
it's annoying, man.
Yeah. So moving on to some Marvel stuff. Another film that has begun production is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. They've begun production in Atlanta, in Hotlanta, where all the Marvel movies and a lot of movies are filmed now, which is actually good.
I thought Marvel was boycotting Georgia because of the voting rights.
Was it Marvel or was it Disney?
I don't know.
I don't think it was either one of those companies.
Isn't it the same company?
Well, that's why. You would think that Disney would be the one, but I guess not.
Jeez.
That I haven't looked at that. I was gonna say it's good to see that Atlanta is benefiting from all these movies, because a lot of shows, like the CW shows, a lot of them film in Canada.
Yeah, Toronto or Vancouver, right?
Yeah, in Vancouver, which is great. Hey, that's good for them. But it's good when it's also here in the US, because it gives more jobs, to people working in the entertainment industry over here. Like, of course, Walking Dead has been filming in Atlanta forever now. So we've got as far as other Marvel stuff, The Simpsons have an upcoming episode that involves Tom Hiddleston, Loki himself. So Disney Plus is launching a Loki-themed parody starring Tom Hiddleston that recruits the Simpsons into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, jeez.
So The Good, the Bart, and the Loki premieres Wednesday, July 7th. and sees Tom Hiddleston's voice Loki, who is banished from Asgard and finds himself in Springfield, home of the Simpsons. The god of mischief will team up with Bart Simpson that pays tribute to the MCU. Now I'm excited for it because I didn't know that was the plot. And they've even got an Avengers Endgame style poster featuring Simpsons characters. And it's disappearing.
Yeah.
So I'll share it on the group chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh, yeah. So it says here, some of the familiar characters include Loki taking center stage in the place of Tony Stark. Bart is representing Thanos. Lisa is Thor, the god of thunder. Milhouse is Hawkeye. Ned Flanders is Ant-Man. Ralph Wiggum is Hulk. Barney is Iron Man. And Carl is Nick Fury. So this is the
All right.
second. This is the second Simpsons short to highlight some of Disney's marquee brands. A previous entry was a Star Wars themed short, Maggie Simpson in The Force Awakens from its nap, which is pretty funny. So yeah, it says here Loki follows Thor's unruly adopted brother as he jumps throughout human history as an unlikely influencer on historical events. So that's coming up on Disney Plus, July 7th. And then I'm just want to double check here that if we have any other Marvel stuff aside from the Loki episode review towards the end. I'm not seeing any Marvel stuff, so we're gonna move on to DC. So
what? What are we moving on to?
DC.
Oh, DC. Okay, all right.
DC news. So this happened June 30th, so just days ago. A new Flash, so this is from the Flash movie. There was a behind the scenes video that was leaked on the internet. And it featured Ezra Miller and Andy Muschietti, the director of the film, discussing the movie and showing off more concept art. And some of that concept art featured Michael Keaton's Batman, and of course, the Flash being a hero, and Supergirl. And there was another character, but it was blocked with a yellow spoiler alert tag. So we couldn't tell who the character was. So supposedly that video, and it was pretty cool. Warner Brothers started taking it down right because I was like, it seems a little too early to be releasing this kind of video because they're still filming the movie. They filmed about a quarter of the film, last I heard. So apparently a Warner Brothers employee was fired, and that Warner Brothers employee was like, fuck you, Warner Brothers, and they leaked the video.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Which,
Did he even say what he was fired for?
no, that I'm not sure. I have not. Supposedly that's the story.
Okay, okay, all right. That's
But
the
then
rumor,
when you
right?
but then when you think about it, it kind of makes sense because why did this video? How else would this video leak? So this video, this behind the scenes video, was intended for DC Fandom 2021. Because remember last year they did DC Fandom. It was very successful, far more successful than any other pop culture like online con of last year. And they decided, this was a hit. DC Fandom was a hit. We're gonna do it again next year, and we're gonna, of course, just whatever's coming up down the pipeline, that's what we're gonna promote. And so this video, this behind the scenes video, was meant for DC Fandom, which I think is coming up in August or September of this year. I could be mistaken, but I know it's still coming up. So but yeah, there's also some key art there that we see the Batmobile, which looks like there's even a shot inside the Batmobile, because we know that Batmobile, that Michael Keaton Batmobile, was only a 2-seater, driver and passenger. But in this key art, in this concept art, we see Michael Keaton's Batman driving the Batmobile and Barry Allen's Flash in the back seat. So it looked like it's now a 4-seater or a 5-seater even. It was like upgraded. So the concept art looked really cool. But yeah, the spoiler art sign was placed over some character. Some are saying it could be Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne / Batman, but we're not sure just yet. So
Okay.
yeah, but The Flash is set to hit movie theaters on November 4, 2022.
Mm.
Yep. And then let's see. We do have basically finally the Snyder Cut has finally been announced for physical media, Blu-ray and 4K. Zack Snyder tweeted a quick short promotional video and official confirmation. It will be released on September 7th. And it's now available to pre-order on Amazon. So there is the Snyder Cut as a single release, and there's also a Justice League trilogy box set, which consists of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Director's Cut, and the Snyder Cut.
I may be grabbing that third one. Is any cool toys or anything like that, Mike? They may be
There-
releasing with those.
There is some really nice artwork. There are art cards that are included.
With the trilogy pack.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh. How much is the trilogy pack going to be? Did they announce the price?
So on Amazon, and this may still go down because you know how the price will always change,
Mm-hmm.
subject to change. And that's a nice thing. Like with Amazon, you'll get an email if the price changes, like, oh, you saved like 20 cents. I'm like, oh, 20 cents. Yeah.
But shipping is like 20 cents. Got
Yeah.
him.
Unless you got Prime, then you get shipping.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So let me look here in my list
Wish
of
list.
my list of pre-orders, my goodies.
Oh dear, that thing's probably like a couple books.
Well, you know, I mean, it's hard to say no to Amazon when you got that free shipping.
Oh, I believe me, man. I know. I've got the same stuff here. So wait, Zack Snyder's trilogy? Is that what they're gonna call it, or something like that?
So
Oh, okay.
It says Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy.
$84.99 4K.
That's the 4K. The Blu-ray,
Oh.
the Blu-ray version should be cheaper, but the 4K is currently at $84.99.
So that's the 4K is just to stream, correct? On their site or whatever.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm confused.
No, so this will be a 4K disc.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
still. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's.
Yeah, and then so for the single movie release of the Snyder Cut, it will have four, if I'm not mistaken, 4 discs. And since the film is 4 hours, when you watch the film is broken up into 2 discs, into 2 parts.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it's so long, because it's 4
Yeah.
hours. And as far as the the quality, if you want to keep up so remember the old days, like the Titanic VHS was
Yes.
2 VHS tapes.
2 tapes.
because-
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour movie.
Yep. Well, I mean, even the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy's 2 discs.
Right. That's right.
Each movie's 2 discs because it's like, what is that, 4.5 hours? I think. Each
Yeah.
movie or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the Snyder Cut, I do want to mention. So it says here the only special feature is director The Road to Justice League. Director Zack Snyder reflects on his trilogy of films in the DC universe. That's the only special feature. Which
Okay.
I'm
That sucks.
surprised, because you'd think that there'd be a load of special features. However, not included in this release is the Justice is Gray edition.
Mm.
So it has Justice is Gray edition, but not a whole lot of special features. That kind of disappoints me a little bit. Not on the Justice is Gray edition, just the lack
No,
thereof.
that's not included.
Oh, it's not included.
No, it's not.
So no Justice is Gray edition and lackluster special features.
Yeah. So I am curious because they want to make more money. They know the
Yeah.
fans are gonna pay. So I'm sure we're gonna get a Justice's Gray edition later down the road, and possibly a load of features included with that release.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Yeah. So
Uh,
that's just what I'm thinking. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's more special features in the box set, but
that kind of bums me out. What's the? I'm looking at the art too. Like the art's not bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it says here. So for the box set with the 3 films, there's going to be 8 discs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's for the trilogy box set.
Damn, 8 discs and no Justice's Gray or special features. What?
Right. I mean, you would have thought that they would have at least included the Justice's Gray edition in the trilogy box set.
Yeah,
You know,
seriously.
but
Yeah, seriously.
that's the way the cookie crumbles. And looking at my pre-order list, I have the single movie pre-ordered and the box set pre-ordered.
Jeez. Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
give it to me. But yeah, and there is no digital copy included for the Snyder Cut because if you want to watch it digitally, HBO Max is there.
Right. That's
So-
true.
But maybe eventually it may be available, to purchase digitally. But
Okay.
the thing with digital movies, in theory you can save space, but you never really own that digital media because they can
Right.
change it at any time. They can do something with it. They can
No.
edit, like Disney. If you don't own the movie on a physical copy, they can do edits and change stuff, and you won't have anything to say about it because you don't really own it.
Like Pinhead says, man, the hard copy is the way to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then I do want to mention, speaking of the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder himself did tweet and announce that. So 4 days ago, he tweeted, "Theaters are opening up. We've partnered with Prizio to offer more chances to win tickets to the LA, New York, and Austin charity screenings of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray. And of course, all proceeds will support the AFSP, also known as the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention." So the only thing here is if you do win the tickets to the screening, you just have to get there. So you can shoot basically, and these are going to be in glorious, legit IMAX. So I'm like, man, that would have been cool. But yeah, they are giving a lot of tickets away in the raffle, so the chances of winning it are pretty good. And then as far as so it says here, yeah, so if you can win 2 tickets to the exclusive fan charity screening of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray. 210 pairs of tickets are available. Excuse me. And then the starting amount to donate is $20. $20 gets you 200 entries.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and you're supporting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. But yeah,
Exactly.
the only thing is, if you win, you gotta show up. You gotta get there to show up and to see the film. But yeah, that's the only way I guess they can get away with exhibiting the film in theaters without making box office profits, because Warner Brothers is like, no, you can't, unless, of course, this is their loophole. Is like all the money that they make goes to the AFSP. So
Yeah.
which is a great cause.
I still need to get my sweatshirt from him because that's like 50 something bucks.
The
I
hoodie,
think still. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I'll definitely be getting one of those. I dig that sweatshirt.
Yep. But yeah, and then of course, I guess I skipped the Marvel thing. I totally forgot. So just yesterday, I think it was just yesterday, we got leaked. At first, we got leaked images, and then we got official release images of some brand new Spider-Man No Way Home merchandise. and how I wish we would have seen that teaser trailer first, because perhaps we could have seen a cool new suit or two before seeing it in Lego or action figure form or Funko Pop form. But who knows what's going on with with that teaser trailer when it's gonna drop. But they announced, so Marvel.com, Spider-Man No Way Home, first look at brand new Spidey Funkos, figures, and more. Whip these into your shopping cart. So we have Spidey's new suit. Essentially looks like his Infinity War / Endgame suit, but the spider on his chest is more gold. So it looks like it's a nod to Iron Man.
This is the No Way Home suit, right? That they're
Yes.
going for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's got some like more black into it instead of blue, it looks like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
And then there is an upgraded black suit, Spidey suit, which has gold webbing on it. So I'm like, ooh, shiny.
All right,
Like
Spidey.
a shiny
I see.
Iron Man. But yeah, and then the Funko Pops as well have it. It looks cool. It looks almost, so the Funko Pop, man, it looks like he's projecting. It looks like he's almost projecting like some of Doctor Strange's like runes, magical like stuff.
Huh. I wonder if all those Spider-Mans are actually Tom.
Well, as far as we know, at least
Right.
this is the top. Yeah, the
Tom Holland Spider-Man is what I'm trying to say.
right.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't seen. I think they're waiting. I mean, just give us the teaser. Holy shit! Come on.
Yeah, seriously, man. How long has it been? Jeez.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get it December too, right? The movie?
Yes, the movie's out in December. I think we may get that teaser. The most likely place we're gonna get it is Black Widow. I mean, that's the most. That's the best.
yeah.
That's
Well,
the best way possible.
I mean,
You know?
if what I'm hearing is right, they really need all the help they can get with Black Widow.
Right.
Is the view that I'm seeing right now is what your wife sees usually, or how does this work?
But
I'm not, yeah.
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
forward
that's
this. I'm gonna forward this link to the group chat so you guys can see. There
Okay.
is some Lego sets there.
Ooh.
I really don't give a shit about the fucking costumes already. It's like we the people want to know Tom Holland cool. Is Tobey Maguire there? Is fucking Andrew Garfield there? Is Gwen Stacy gonna be Spider Gwen?
Right.
Those are
Right.
those are the questions that we want answered. We don't give a shit about the fucking costume. I don't give a crap if Spider Man looks like a fucking pink pony. It doesn't matter.
That's
So-
just the aesthetic.
Uncle
but-
Ben died for this bullshit, dude.
So supposedly there was a fan that saw Tobey Maguire in person, and it seemed like just like I don't know, like out in the street somewhere. And
Mm.
the fan took a selfie and asked him, like, are you gonna be in Spider-Man No Way Home? And Tobey Maguire just smiled and winked. So,
Oh. mm.
so we're like, oh.
Yeah,
Get
but
excited.
he's smarter than Tom Holland. He's not gonna say nothing. He's just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna wink because people would assume that I'm in it, but I'm not really."
Speaking of Tom Holland, he's dating what's her name now, right? Zendaya.
Officially confirmed with photos now that they were kissing in a car, which I'm
Oh.
sure
It's
Pinhead.
probably a scene from the fucking movie, man. Everybody's like,
No, it's not.
hyping it up.
It's not. It's not. This is legit now. Finally, they admitted it that they were dating all this
Oh.
time.
You bad boy.
So and now as we confirm that Zendaya is dating Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Pinhead is now getting pissed off. He'll be like, my girl.
Well, hey, now Tom might be able to get that sex scene in a Spider-Man movie he's been wanting for a while.
Shit.
Yeah, I know about that.
I
That's
highly
okay.
doubt that.
He'll just do it at home.
So there is a Filipino American vlogger by the name of goodness gracious, what's his name?
Yep, heard of that guy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
John.
Oh my God, I'm blanking out on his name.
John 152.
Oh,
No. He is a brother and sister combo who both vlog. Goodness gracious.
Let me just let's see if I can get. Oh my gosh.
Is it the sister or the
I don't think I
dancing?
get that.
Oh no. Will Dasovich. There we go. Will Dasovich.
Damn.
So he's a huge vlogger in the Philippines, but he's based here in America. But of course, he goes to the Philippines a lot. And anyway, he and his sister vlog a lot. So the last Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, they were at a press junket. So Will Dasovich was at a press junket with his girlfriend, Elodie, who is a huge gamer and streamer and vlogger as well in the Philippines. They were at a press junket for the Spider-Man Far From Home, and they were talking to Tom Holland and Zendaya, and he literally dropped a hint or like asked a question to Tom Holland that was incriminating enough to like for Tom Holland to admit that he and Zendaya were dating, and Tom Holland just gave him like this look of like, holy shit, did you just ask that question? And Will Dasovich had like this look like, I almost gotcha.
Damn.
I was like, damn, dude, the balls. Yeah. So yeah, there's Spider-Man. It's pretty much Disney saying, you know that Spider-Man movie y'all are fucking excited about? Here's all the shit you can buy pretty soon. In fact, you can pre-order it now. And guess what? Mike has pre-ordered all the Funko Pops already.
Yeah, and you're gonna buy it because people are idiots. That's basically what it is.
We just love Spider-Man. We love Spider-Man.
I'd kill to see Mike's pre-order list, dude. It's probably insane. It's probably like my yearly salary.
Oh
So,
no, I don't know about that. I know about that.
Mike. Speaking of Spider-Man in the comic books, it's been talked about that one of the Spider-Mans is gonna die, like permanently, permadeath.
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
And
All right.
Ben Reilly is coming back.
Yep.
For Spider-Man
So
number 75.
It's gonna be permadeath. It's like they're gonna fucking kill off like the character. Like they're not gonna survive anymore.
Yes.
Damn.
So they say.
Then they'll bring him back like 20 issues later. Got him.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what they said, and I was like, when I read it, I'm like, right, like it's like you're killing your sacred cow. You're not gonna fuck no.
Yeah, there's no way.
Spider-Man, the cash cow, cash spider.
That's it's their moneymaker. Like for DC, it's Batman. For Marvel, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Always has.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah. Like they should put the trailer on Black Widow, because Black Widow needs a whole lot of help according to really good sources.
I know it's hurting right now, which kind of upsets me. And I heard some like this actually really broke my heart a little bit. They said one guy that I really like his reviews. He was like, dude, he's like, everyone was upset about gosh, what's his name? Ben Kingsley in Iron Man 3 not being the real oh my gosh, what's his name? Mandarin, yeah, not being the real Mandarin and all this stuff, and he's like, there's a possibility with Shang-Chi that he might get redemption, but he's like Taskmaster in this one, absolutely hands down worst representation of the villain I've ever seen. And I'm like, dude, don't hurt me like that. Don't hurt me like that.
So, Jester, let me ask you this question. I don't know if you remember seeing, they used to make these Marvel live action short films on the Blu-ray and DVD releases of the earlier MCU films. And there was, I think it may have been on, I can't remember which, it may have been on the Avengers, the first Avengers, or maybe even an Iron Man 3. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. But there is a short live action film where I think it features Trevor Slattery. and that it's mentioned that the real Mandarin is unhappy with what he did, impersonating the Mandarin.
I did hear about that, and I never saw that clip, but I did hear about that being in talks. And if that's the case, then I think that's, I mean, Kuya can say like for sure this is their way to get out of that crap that they pulled with Iron Man 3.
Of course.
But here's the thing: if they actually do that, then great. If they bring back the real Mandarin, awesome. I mean, I hope they do to give those fans of that intense villain some justice. But I mean, hearing about, because I mean, Taskmaster, he's one of my favorite villains, and the fact that what I'm hearing is correct, because I want to go see this movie, and if what I'm hearing is correct, I'm going to be like really disappointed. I mean, I haven't heard any spoilers or anything like that, so that's good at least.
Do you want some spoilers?
No, you keep your mouth shut, because I know you keep that mouth shut, because I really I'm already concerned, and I don't want to get any worse than that.
Okay.
So,
I just wanted to know if you wanted some spoilers, because I can give you a couple.
I'm sure you can.
So, but yeah, like I watch in regards to like reviews of movies and stuff like that. There's like a handful of people that I absolutely trust, just because of the fact that like I've like any recommendations they have, I've followed and I enjoyed myself.
Right.
And this is the like when I checked this one person's review of Black Widow, I was like, oh, you mean this person didn't like it very much. Okay. And on the second one, I was like, holy shit, he didn't like this one, and he likes a lot of things. Wow.
Yeah.
So like for me, like 2 out of 2 it was very concerning, man. I was just like, like I'm not 100% sure, but again, I'm gonna watch it just because if there's an inkling or a little piece or a little scene of Budapest, I'm gonna be all I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
But like if I don't see any Budapest or anything like that, or no mentions of Budapest, I would be disappointed.
Well, what I do
And-
know about the movie is that it happens after Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Winter Soldier or Civil War?
Winter Soldier, if I'm correct, because I mean they mentioned Budapest in Avengers 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, man, if that's gonna happen, but we'll
I don't
see.
know, but it's all right. I mean, whatever. Again with Black Widow, they should have made this movie during Phase 2 or Phase 1.
Oh, we've had
Like
this
they
discussion
should have done
multiple
it
times.
a long time ago.
Yeah,
But like
I
they
agree.
didn't trust in the popularity and the or on how endearing his Scarlett Johansson's Asian character it was in regards to Black Widow. I mean, Natasha Romanoff is Russian. Technically, Russia is in Asia, so technically she's Asian. Okay, let's get that fucking straight right now. Okay.
So
Oh, dude.
while you're, I want to mention someone made a TikTok. Supposedly, Scarlett Johansson announced that she will be introducing her makeup brand next year. And
Oh my
and
gosh.
this Asian girl made a TikTok and said, "Oh, that's awesome. We need a makeup brand for the Asian community."
Oh man.
They're not gonna let that go, man. Like again, but the reason for the memes and people blaming her for playing a character in in Ghost in the Shell and all that stuff as a Asian character.
Yeah.
The director chose her.
Right.
So if you're
Yeah.
gonna blame somebody, blame the director, because the director says, "I want Scarlett Johansson. That's what
Yeah.
I want to portray Rin, and I don't want anybody else to play Rin. I don't care if it's Asian, Mexican, whatever. I want Scarlett Johansson."
And this is just to clarify for the audience. I mean, you're talking about the Ghost in the Shell remake that Scarlett Johansson was in.
Yeah.
playing an Asian character.
They kind of sort of explained it in the
They did
in the
because
movie,
I saw it.
and
Yeah.
for me it made sense. Like like she started off Asian, but then all of a sudden like her psyche got moved into a
Right.
different shell.
Right.
So I'm like,
right.
okay, there you go. I understand.
I don't know. I felt like again, I never saw that anime, so my opinion's probably null and void at this point. But
No, but that's another thing. Like in anime, everybody is Japanese, right? But
Right.
like you see them like blonde hair, blue eyes, pink hair, blue eyes, red hair, green eyes, all that stuff.
right.
But to be perfectly honest with you, I've never seen, unless it's like fake hair or fake eye colors. I've never seen any Asians or any Japanese with blonde hair, blue eyes.
Right. Well,
You
and
know.
that's the thing is like,
So like these fans are just out of control just because of the fact that like, oh, it has to be authentic, it has to be Japanese. I'm like, no.
yeah, I agree, but I understand.
I had more issues with Emma Stone playing a Hawaiian in that movie, that one the one that bombed about Hawaii or something like that.
What movie?
There was a movie where she like in the books the girl the leading girl was Hawaiian descent. I had
Okay.
more issues with Emma Stone being that than Scarlett Johansson as the girl in Ghost in the Shell.
Well, you said yourself, and I mean they showed you that they kind of explained why she was a whitey.
Yeah.
So I mean, but what you're talking about, they probably didn't even bother.
No. Yeah, like they just think, oh, we just hired her, and like everybody hates her, and
Yeah.
it's a total meme now. And I'm like, that's cool, it's funny. I was laughing when I saw the TikTok, but I'm like, it's out of context.
Yeah.
Right. But again, you know, this movie should have been made like 5-6 years ago.
Oh,
like
you're back on Black Widow?
yeah. I'm going back on Black Widow just because of the
Okay.
fact that it should have been done then, and instead of like
Right.
waiting until the last minute and like Marvel can also do like a woman empowered movie that doesn't involve Karen.
Well, there's Captain Marvel.
No, like I said, it doesn't involve Karen.
Yeah, Karen. We're so done with Karen, man. We I honestly want like a good female lead Marvel movie, but like, and Karen just ain't doing it. Sorry, like
No, but she
she's
should have.
rough.
Again, they should have done it like after, like after or during Phase 2, at the height of the MCU, when like when Winter Soldier was fucking hot as hell. Everybody thought it was like such a fantastic movie. If
It would
it came out like
fit the theme.
after that,
Yeah, it would fit the theme absolutely, because like you're going on the whole like super soldier maybe, and then regular heroes like Hawkeye. You could do all that stuff then, but now it's like, what does Syndrome say in the Incredibles? 15 years too late. It's not that long,
Yeah.
but it feels like that.
Yeah, the early buzz, or from what I've read and what I've heard, is that this Black Widow film oozes of the Winter Soldier vibes.
Right.
Yeah. So, but you know
again,
what? I'm so
it's years too
excited.
late.
I'm getting hyped up for Black Widow because Amazon Prime had their Prime Day sale. We're not sponsored by Amazon Prime, but I got Black Widow for a really good deal.
Ooh.
I got the mama and the papa.
Ooh.
I got her
Alright.
sister. I just need Taskmaster, and I got the whole family. So
Ooh.
Wait, what do you have there?
I got
What do you have
Yelena Belova. Well, this one I got on clearance for like $11 at Target.
What? Damn.
Yeah,
But
last year. I was
they said that like Florence Pugh like knocked it out of the park.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard
And
about that too.
they said the entire cast really shines. I think even a little bit brighter than Natasha does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I heard that.
I'm really excited. I'm getting really hyped up to see it. So I definitely agree with Kuya. This movie should have been made years ago, but let's see what they do. I mean, now that they're finally, giving Black Widow her proper due. Let's see what they do with this story, and let's see the proof.
You know what happens to her in the end? Fucking like, who cares anymore? Fucking that That's my issue with it. Like I'm gonna watch it because I want to see if there is some traces of Budapest or some sort of flashback scene or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
But some sort of remnants of Budapest, and that's it.
Right.
If,
Right.
if there's no talk or flashbacks of it, then I'll be disappointed. And it's
Right.
not because of the movie is below my expectations of an MCU movie. It's just like for a Black Widow movie, I wanted to see what fucking Budapest was because an alien invasion. And they're talking about, oh, this isn't as bad as Budapest. I'm like, how fucking
Yeah.
bad was that then?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I'll watch it. Again, I may or may not like it. I may rescind what I said, but whatever. I might think it's the greatest fucking movie since Citizen Kane or whatever, or it could be Captain Karen. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yep. Alrighty. So speaking of, on the same topic of Scarlett Johansson and being cast for an Asian character. So this one was brand new. This is from yahoo.com on July 1st was posted. Tilda Swinton says questionable decision to email Margaret Cho, who's a comedian for those that may not know her, over Doctor Strange whitewashing was, quote, naive and confusing. So it says here the details. First, there's a caption here. Tilda Swinton revealed she is, quote, very, very grateful for Kevin Feige commenting on the whitewashing controversy for her character, the Ancient One, in the 2016 movie Doctor Strange. So here's the details. The 60-year-old Scottish actress reflected on the casting decision to play the controversial role in an interview with Variety. Quote, I remember at the time having a question mark in my own mind and being attendant to the public response to the idea that a Scottish woman will be playing this character and being aware that there was no resistance at all. There was widespread welcome, which shifted at a certain point for very good reasons with which I had an enormous amount of sympathy, she said. In 2016, Swinton defended playing the role of the Ancient One, stating Feige and director Scott Derrickson, quote, made this very clear decision to cast her in the role in, quote, what they considered an offensive racial stereotype in the comic books, according to IndieWire. However, in May, Feige admitted they made a mistake by casting Swinton as the Ancient One. Even more controversy, Swinton found herself even deeper into the issue when she privately reached out to comedian Margaret Cho to better understand the casting controversy and whitewashing. Cho had never met Swinton before when the latter contacted her. The comedian, who is of Korean descent, described it as, quote, weird during a guest appearance on the Tiger Belly podcast with fellow Asian American comedian Bobby Lee in December 2016. After the guest appearance, Swinton's camp shared the email exchange she had with the comedian to Jezebel. On the surface, the two seemed to have had a fairly amicable discussion. Looking back at the email controversy, Swinton told Variety she felt like they're at, quote, the point now where I can say it doesn't matter anymore and it was all worth it, adding, quote, I think it was a hot spot and I was aware at the time of being caught in something that was out of my actual control. And that felt fine because it wasn't my voice that anybody needed to hear. She said her questionable decision to reach out to Cho was, quote, naive and clearly confusing, and added, quote, I was embarrassed that I had maybe got up a blind alley in starting the correspondence in the first place. Maybe I had confused matters, but beyond that, I have zero regrets.
Well, I mean, sorry, I'm eating some nuts, so.
Of course you are.
Couldn't wait.
I saw your egg rolls, dude, and I'm like, yo, I want some food too. No, I mean, it's tough because like I liked her performance in that. I thought she did really good. You know, it kind of reminded me of when she. I mean, this may be a poor example, but she kind of reminded me of when she played Gabriel in Constantine with Keanu Reeves. Like
Right.
big surprise. I was like, what?
Fantastic.
And I was like, yeah, she blew me away. I was like, wow, all right, damn. So and Doctor Strange was no different. So. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys may be more familiar with Bobby Lee, but I like that guy. He has some interesting points. I don't think he seems to be a guy that really cares about that kind of stuff.
It wasn't like, to be honest with you, for Asian Americans, it wasn't really a big fucking deal. Like to be honest with you, it was just like, oh, Tilda Swinton, okay, because like deep down in their hearts, there's only one ancient one that would have been absolutely perfect for the role, but he's been dead for years. Mako, Uncle Iroh.
Oh, Iroh, yeah, dude, he would make
Uncle
cool.
Iroh is the only character that would have played the ancient one as good, if not better, than Tilda.
Well, and I mean, again, like I said with the Gabriel reference from Constantine, I mean, they did the same thing with this character. They switched genders and then they switched ethnicity. Both.
Yeah.
They did a big one. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
I don't have any problems with, like, to be honest with you, like when I first found out like she was gonna play the ancient one, I'm like, oh, very progressive of them to fucking get a lady to play the ancient one. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, like why can't the ancient one be an old Scottish woman? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
She pulled it off for me.
Like if M can be played by Dame Judi Dench, like, and she played it fantastically. Like why can't like male roles be played by females? I don't have any problems with that.
Yeah, same. I mean, if they do it well, I don't care.
Yeah, I can have like Amber Heard get replaced by a man, and I don't care.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter to me.
I don't care either, man. Yeah, let's do it.
Fucking like who's a good looking redhead that has a nice body.
Oh man, what's his name?
That's the guy.
He plays Cal Kestis, right? Is he a redhead?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Got him.
there you go. See,
great actor too. Phenomenal actor.
He can play Miro. That's fine.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down. Do it.
I don't know. Like some people just got a little sensitive of it just because it was at that point it was like the time that like where everybody has to say sorry and in representation and all that stuff, and what Kevin Feige did and what the director did to hire somebody that's outside of the norm was for me was very bold. Very. I didn't find any offense in it at all. Like freaking like they have characters that are in the comic books like Fing Fang Foom, like in Fu Manchu.
Right.
All of these things in the comic books that are canon and all that stuff, and they're trying to make change it because of the fact that it's not cool, and that's fine.
I think what bums me out the most is that Feige apologized about it. Now, it's like, was that just because it was the cool thing to do? Now I get like, dude, why not just stick to your?
If I was Feige, I would have just let it be.
Yeah.
Like and then like if somebody asked him about the comment, like, oh, you didn't choose an Asian American to represent whatever. Like for whatever, and then my retort would be like, well, Mako is dead. And he would have been absolutely perfect to be the ancient one.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
So then, and then it's like, what do you want me to do? No, nobody else in the auditions played the ancient one better than Tilda. What do you want me to do?
Right.
So, Kuya, question: Is the ancient one a shapeshifter?
No.
No. Okay.
Ancient one is basically. He's like the Shazam wizard, like a very powerful
right
thing of magic,
Yeah. So
and like because like they were in the Himalayas and it's the ancient one, Of course, everybody assumes the ancient one would be Asian. You
Right.
know,
Right.
but if I don't know, I'm like there's different Asians in the world. There's Russians, which are Asians, one, right? There's South Asians, which is Indians, right? I mean, they could have put Ben Kingsley as the ancient one.
They could have, but he's
Yeah,
Trevor
but they fucked it
Slattery.
up with Mandarin.
He's an
Yeah,
actor. He's
He's
basically an
Trevor.
actor.
Yeah, he's Trevor or whatever.
Banging some hookers,
Yeah.
having the time of his life.
Turkey is considered to be part of Asia, so it could have been a Turkish actor.
Right.
So when we're talking about like Asians or Asian American or Asian actors or whatever, what are we talking about?
So
Are we just talking about Chinese descent? Because that would be even more racist to me.
right. So I guess what the big issue here, the big thing here is Margaret Cho and how she was approached by Tilda Swinton. So this goes back to July 24, 2017. And so the quote here is, so hold on. It says here, Cho tells Entertainment Weekly the upcoming performances. So she has like an upcoming, she was going to hit the road with Fresh Off the Bloat, the latest in the 48-year-old's long line of well-received traveling comedy shows. Cho tells Entertainment Weekly that the upcoming performances will delve deep into her personal past, covering everything from her struggles with substance abuse to her now public email exchange with Swinton regarding the Doctor Strange whitewashing controversy. Quote, she got really mad because she didn't want it to be public, but I think it's funny. I don't know why white people get so upset. They get so upset, end quote. Cho tells EW, noting she hasn't spoken to Swinton, who played the Ancient One, a Tibetan in the original comic book series written for the 2016 film as a Celtic woman, since their emails made headlines in December 2016. Swinton had contacted Cho in May of last year, so May of 2016, and then to discuss the Doctor Strange casting backlash. Quote, with the Ancient One, the wise old Eastern geezer Fu Manchu type in the book, wanting to switch up the gender, another diversity department, and not wanting to engage with the old dragon lady trope. They chose to write the character as being of ancient Celtic origin and offered that role to me, end quote. Swinton explained in one of her emails to Cho. Presumably, quote, presumably on ancient grounds, I accepted happily, impressed that for once they aim to disrupt the quote, wisdom must be male, never ending story. And by the way, for once, wanting to feature a woman who's a badass over 26 and not simply bursting out of a bikini. End quote. While the emails read as cordial in nature, Cho later characterized the conversation as contentious. During an appearance on Bobby Lee's Tiger Belly podcast, Swinton ultimately released the full chain of emails to the public. Quote, her reps were demanding I apologize, Cho tells EW, recounting the aftermath of her decision to speak about the interaction. Quote, apologize for what? I don't have anything to apologize for. She was just asking me questions. I told her what I thought. And in her talking to me, I felt like a house Asian, like I'm up in her bedroom brushing her hair, saying, quote, yes, madame, end quote, like real colonial. And to me, that's really funny. The thing is, whenever you talk to me, you take your life into your own hands. I'm a fucking bitch. It was interesting and funny because you can't justify taking the role of an Asian person and trying to pretend to look Asian. People tried to hide behind feminism. Scarlett Johansson did the same thing. The team behind Ghost in the Shell was like, quote, oh, we just want to show that women can kick ass, end quote. Yeah, you can do that, but you don't have to whitewash. That's for Margaret Cho. As a pioneer for Asian people in movies and on television, her 1994 sitcom All American Girl is often credited as the first TV comedy to focus on an Asian American family. Cho has dedicated large portions of her comedy routines to advancing issues of equality with a particular focus on race and sexuality. while bringing issues of Hollywood hiring practices to the forefront of her act. Cho landed a part in a major industry production herself, starring opposite Will Smith in a supporting role in the upcoming actioner Bright, directed by David Ayer. So,
So, couple things. I mean, it sounds like Tilda Swinton emailed Cho in confidence that, just asking her questions about it, talking to her about it. And then without permission, Cho released them to the public. Do I have that correct?
No, she talked about it in the podcast.
yeah, she talked about it. She did not release them to the public.
So,
Okay.
so basically,
She talked about the
she's-
interaction.
She like in in Margaret's point of view, she thought she was like a house servant, like brushing the hair of the colonial master.
Right. Okay.
Like
So
saying like, "Oh, I did a good job, didn't I? Oh, yes, ma'am, you did." That's the type of thing that she felt.
so
But again,
Can I-
these are feelings, right? Like
well,
maybe she felt offended because of the fact that it wasn't like an Asian American that portrayed it. But if this is the thing again with Hollywood in regards to that, the directors, the screenwriters, the producers, they're the ones that hire the people, right?
right.
And if the person, like, if for example, if the character in the script is a person of color, and 10 people or 10 Caucasians 10 Caucasians went for the audition, and one of them got picked, then that's an issue with representation. You get me?
Yeah.
If if five are Caucasian and two are Asian Americans, but however the Asians didn't do as good as the other people in audition, and they picked the other one, that's still not a knock on representation because of the fact that they didn't do a better job than the other ones.
Right. We agree on that. And I
So-
was saying that, I mean, again, Bobby Lee and is it Deborah Chow, right?
Margaret Cho.
Margaret Cho. They're both comedians, so I'm sure that like they were fooling around and joking with each other. And again, I haven't seen this episode of the podcast, so I'm speaking,
Out of
without
context.
seeing it. Yeah, out of context. Yeah. This is why, like, as much as I love technology and stuff like that, email, text, dude, it's really hard to read tone.
Right.
I mean, who knows what Tilda was trying to mean by communicating with her? You know what I mean? And I understand to say it like that is for a comedic effect, I'm sure, but I mean, you don't know the tone. I mean, it sound again. I don't know.
If she's being sarcastic about, oh yeah, I did feel like I was like I was like a house servant or whatever, and then like Bobby
Yeah.
laughed or something. Then it's a joke because of the fact
Yeah.
that they're messing around with it.
Exactly. Right.
If the emails are cordial, then again, Margaret doesn't have to apologize. Tilda doesn't have to fucking be humpty about it. Like everybody just fucking move on because it's done and over with.
Oh, I would agree with you. Like, I mean, the only way I would disagree with you is on the fact that, like, if she had released the emails, like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. But if she's just talking about it on the podcast, like, well, I understand that you may feel that it should have been privatized, but I mean, because was it Tilda or it was Tilda's people, right? Not Tilda herself that kind of went after her a little bit.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, who knows at that point? That could just be her people trying quote unquote to take care of her. You know what I mean? So who knows?
Right. But what should have happened is that because Tilda Swinton never met Margaret Cho.
Right.
So instead of just an email,
You should have met like face to face.
it should have been a face-to-face, like, let's have some lunch. Let's have lunch. I want to
Yeah.
talk to you about something. How do you feel about this? As an Asian American actor, comedian, how do you feel about, like, and then just talk about it. And it should have been a face-to-face conversation.
Right,
It should have been an email to, like, hey, let's have some lunch or let's have some coffee. and then let's meet and talk in person. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing with technology, you can't, and that's why like when we had our conversation on Monday face to face,
Mhm.
it's way more. I appreciate having that face to face conversation way more than just texting each other or chatting through a messenger. You know, it's easier to do that stuff like, hey, let's meet up. Okay, let's go. And then that's why we meet up, because we do face to face. I mean, even if we're doing a podcast through technology, we're still looking at each other here. We're still seeing each other and hearing each other's voices, and
Mhm.
it's not just
Right.
text. Because and I noticed that a lot of people on social media will comment and then later say that, oh, that was a joke. But then when you look into it, that doesn't look like a joke, because
Right.
like
Your tone's missing. Your tone's
exactly
missing.
the sarcasm is lost. Like, but then unless they literally put in there sarcasm, and that's the only time you'll get it, because you
Jeez,
can't hear
yeah.
the voice, you can't feel the tone, you don't know, like you can't assume. And then of course the people will love to assume. So it's like, that wasn't a fucking joke, that was offensive.
Right. And then the decision's already made, and then the snowball effect happens, and it sucks. You know what I mean? That's
Right,
And then you
right.
get canceled and all that shit. So like,
yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So I think face to face, like, it should have been. And that's the thing, like, it seems kind of odd too for Tilda Swinton. Like, why would you just email some who you've never met before, email them and just have
I'm
this
sure
conversation back and
they have
forth?
like a mutual person. I'm sure like they have like an agent or something, or somebody like in their circle that knows both of them.
That could be, but I could also understand the aspect of like, I'm getting kind of stressed out here, and I need to talk to somebody that would know something on this.
Yeah,
This
but
sounds terrible, but like, this sounds so bad, and I'm trying not to sound bad, but like, if I never knew Mike, and if I never knew Mike, and I was like, who do I talk to about an Asian subject of difficulty? Oh, I see Mike's the only one here. Maybe I should go talk to that guy. Even though I would never do this, but even though I've never talked to you before, you'd be the most reasonable point of being able to understand.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
But then I would have been like, okay, let's meet up. Let's talk.
Right.
Like,
And
face to face.
again, I'd be in person, so I'd be like, yo, like, okay, that sounds good. And
it's
at
like
least
Mike, it's like how I'm very fucking sarcastic in our private chats.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes Pinhead thinks like I'm like fucking like so negative about something, but I'm like, I'm not trolling. I'm just saying like that's how I feel. Like I don't know. I really don't, like, whatever. Or like Jester like not understanding something I said in the private chat.
Right. And then
It's out of again, unless they know me like very very personally at that time, then they wouldn't have understood it, like the context of it. So
and like I agree, like it seems inappropriate to just like blatantly just ask like somebody like that kind of questions over an email, when it's like, hey, like if we could get, like Mike was saying, lunch, and at least you have like an hour or maybe 30 minutes of like communicating with one another, not talking about the subject you want to talk about.
Yep.
And then you go into the, hey, so like the reason why I kind of wanted to have lunch with you, I know we've never met, but like I was hoping that you may have some knowledge on the subject. And then boom to boom to boom to boom down the road, you ask those questions, not just let me email
a person who I've never met before.
Yeah,
let me ask you some questions. What do you think about this?
I guess like if you guys say it that way, that's kind of like a privileged thing that Tilda Swinton did, right? I'm like, oh, I'll Margaret Cho, that's like, she's on my email list. I'll fucking like email her real quick.
She's Asian, right? Accounts. Yeah.
Her last name's Cho, right? So like, I'm assuming she's Asian. So
cool. Yeah, you gotta put sarcasm. You gotta put sarcasm in parentheses around what you just said, because I know you're joking.
No, but like I mean that's maybe that's what that's how Tilda said, like I just like let me just look at whatever.
But I still firmly believe that there's somebody like mutual that they know, like
or the agent. Yeah, her agent might
yeah,
know.
like either
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
agent or like a personal assistant or somebody.
A friend of a
that-
friend was like, "Yo, I can get you her email. Like, I know her." Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
like,
blah.
I can like if you want to talk to about like Asian Americans in the business, like Margaret Cho would be like subject matter expert type of whatever,
Yeah.
or she may have caught like a show, and
Yeah,
like she was
yeah.
talking about representation and stuff, right?
Could be,
See?
yeah.
I mean that, like as much as I'm for people like doing the right thing when it comes to representation, I firmly believe that there's things that are lacking in the movie, the TV industry, the radio industry, and all that stuff. And even in sports and all these things, there's a lack of representation for certain groups. Like
Right.
people that want to defend those groups, they just need to fucking chill out, dude.
Yeah.
They just need like not everything it should be a fucking immediate reaction of like I want to burn this fucking like building down just because of the fact that whatever.
Right. Right.
Like when going back to the Last Jedi, a lot of people, a lot of Star Wars fans, had expectations of what they wanted to see in the movie, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the representation and then the vision of said director, writer, script writer, whatever, was completely different
Yeah.
from from what the expectations were of said fans. So again, that you can't fault anybody in that sense for the fans to think one way when in actuality they shouldn't have done it in the first place. They should have just like sat down and saw the movie as is, whatever, instead of like
Okay.
crying foul, crying, oh my god, it's a fucking travesty, etc., etc., etc. So again, cancel culture. As much as there's certain points of cancel culture that's pretty that I'm all for.
Hmm.
Some of them they just go too damn far.
Yeah, they go
Like,
rogue.
like
Yeah.
like if they cancel fucking filmmaker Mike and the boys, that they went too far because they need to fucking chill out. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Well, it's the example of like them going after Downey Jr. for doing blackface in Tropic Thunder, which
Oh yeah.
which like I'm sorry, the role and the
It
character.
was sarcasm. It was satire.
Exactly. It was satire, and that was the point of it. And
Right.
like,
And
and
it,
it's
it worked into the story.
Like,
It was
he-
properly
the-
written. It was well written.
yes, correct.
the,
Yeah.
the issue was like Robert Downey Jr.'s character, excuse me, was a method actor, and method actors, what are method actors? They take every fucking role as serious as possible. They embrace, they
Right.
immerse
Deep
themselves,
dive into
Yeah.
it.
right?
Yeah, he
Like
did. Well, yeah.
Like he's so into his role as that person that he fucking put like DNA in his body and blood and all that stuff. That's basically what
I
it
need
was,
to
right?
watch that movie again. Holy shit, dude.
Oh, dude, I listened to Junior or Downey Jr. talk on Joe Rogan about taking that role. Because Jamie, I think like the week before, or something, Jamie Foxx was talking about how like he was great in that movie and like how funny it was, and I guess Downey Jr. had actually like his mom the whole time was saying like, oh please, like don't do that role, like so many,
Yeah.
please don't, and like he was like okay, I guess he had like 3 black friends he asked, and then 2 out of 3 they were like yeah do it man do it.
Yeah.
And his third friend was like, don't, absolutely do not do that. So he's like, so I did it. And I was like, wow, man. That takes a lot, man. That takes a lot to do that.
No, but again, he's playing a role. It's not him. It's the role of the character. The character
Right.
was an Australian who was such a like massive method actor who
Yeah, an
was
ego
he
maniac.
wanted that fucking part, so he had to change himself to get that
Right.
part. And for me, like it made absolute sense. And but if you can't play Tropic Thunder anymore in this generation because people get fucking offended like crazy.
Well, that's the
They,
thing.
they,
I feel like canceling without watching that movie. It's like you guys
Yeah.
are completely missing the bashing of Hollywood that movie
Fucking
actually is.
Right.
like
You know?
Mel Brooks movies would be like in out of context for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we watched that movie. We watched Tropic Thunder in the theater, and there was a group of us. And the first few minutes, they played those parody trailers
Yeah.
with Tobey Maguire, and who was a brother in a church or like in a
They
priest?
were monks and
Monks,
yeah.
and they were and Robert Downey Jr. was the other one. They were touching each other's prayer beads.
Yeah,
And-
because they're both supposed to be celibate.
right. And my friend and I in the group, there was like 6 of us in the group. My friend and I, we were laughing so hard already. I was crying. I was crying from laughing so hard at the fake trailers. This wasn't even the movie yet. And these like 2 people sitting in front of us literally got up and they moved like
Oh no.
a number of rows down. But we were like, what do you not fucking get? It's fucking hilarious. Like,
It's a comedy, man. Chill
exactly.
out.
I'm like, if you're not getting the comedy and the fake trailers, I don't think this movie will be for you.
Oh, absolutely.
And then
Yeah.
what's his name? Ben Stiller as, was it Simple Jack?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And fucking Matthew McConaughey, and then of course Tom Cruise. They were supposed to make a spin-off film based on Tom Cruise's character,
Yep.
Oh, dude.
but it never happened.
And Tom Cruise like deserves like an Oscar for that fucking playing that role because it was
Oh.
amazing.
He had
Yeah.
me dying, dude. I could not believe it was him. He had me rolling. It's so funny.
Punch him in the face. Diet
Yeah.
Coke.
And then but then like when you see his outbursts now, you're like, oh man, it's fucking it makes sense.
There's
Yeah,
the
it's fucking Tom
inspiration.
Cruise. Right?
Oh
yeah.
man.
You know, there's a I truly hope that people just like return back to normal and lighten the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more things in the world that deserves to be canceled outside of like shit that like when it comes to like comedy shows, people that are doing comedies, like they don't need to be canceled because they're doing satire, they're doing a commentary of what they're seeing in the world. That's not a fucking thing. And Cat Williams said it best. Like if you have to go, if you have to use like derogatory things or things that would offend people in your comedy, then you shouldn't be in this job because that means you're not funny at all. Because you have to think, you have to think about something else.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry if you don't like that, then just don't support it. Don't watch it. Don't don't do this.
But
Don't do that.
that doesn't mean like that doesn't mean oh fucking I'm gonna fucking hashtag cancel whatever. Like there's a reason about why I wanted to cancel Amber Heard. It's because like one, she shat on fucking on fucking Johnny
his
Depp's
bed.
bed.
Yeah.
Well, now she's got a little baby who's gonna shat on her bed.
Yeah, but
She's
the
gonna-
thing is,
oh yeah,
Full
takes a,
circle.
takes a dump in his
the
crib.
thing is, you don't fucking do that at all. That's not a human.
That's some crazy girl
response.
shit.
Well, yeah,
Exactly.
but I mean, I'm not even gonna bypass the burning cigarettes on his face and cutting the tip of his finger
Oh,
off.
man. Yeah.
Like,
oh,
you know what I mean?
God, dude.
Like
Oh,
that's the
God.
line. Like, oh, look, crazy,
And then
crazy girlfriend taking a dump in your bed.
he got charged for abuse.
Right. Yeah, because maybe he's trying to defend himself. We don't know. That's the thing. It's like,
Oh.
geez, dude. So,
Yeah,
but
I don't
I'll
know.
take the dump in the bed. But I mean, cigarette burns on my face.
I wouldn't like. That's a sacred place, man.
No,
That's like
I agree. I'm just saying I'm trying to give some benefit of the doubt here. Like, all right, she's nuts. She's off the walls crazy. She took a dump in your bed. But
Like-
the physical abuse on top of that emotional abuse is just gnarly.
yeah. But yeah, so again, to a certain extent, canceling somebody because they did some dumb shit, I'm all for. But it has to be in the right context of things. It can't be for canceling's sake.
Right, like Gen Z trying to cancel Eminem.
Yeah,
Dude, seriously. Oh my
you heard
God.
about that, Jester?
I haven't. What's that now?
Like
Well, it was-
apparently there was like a blogger or some sort of person that got offended by when they listened to like an old Eminem CD, right? They were talking. It
Okay.
was talking about like how he wanted to kill Kim, and how he hated his
Oh,
mother, how he
okay.
did all these things, and I'm like, that's his fucking shtick. That's what he does. He was talking about his life, how he hated his life, how everything was fucked up, how his girlfriend is a hoe, how his mom's a crackhead, all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he was rapping about. He was rapping about real life, and you want to fucking cancel him because
Well,
it offended you? Fuck
She's gonna,
you.
you're gonna have to get in line. She's 2 generations behind. They've been trying to cancel him since he
Fucking-
started.
Like-
Like, get in line.
yeah,
Jeez.
I remember when he first came out, and when Eminem first came out, and people got offended because like, who the fuck is this white boy talking all this shit? That was the first thing that they said. It was like, who the fuck is this
Yeah.
white boy talking
Yeah.
all this shit? And,
Yep.
and then like next thing you know, but when they start listening to the actual words to how he spoke or how he rapped, the wordplay, how all of the things made absolute sense. He got some props.
yep.
Like and Gen Z gets offended because fucking he said fag on a song, and he wanted to fucking drown Kim in her own urine or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know. It's just-
Chill,
yeah.
chill.
It's just that there's no context. It's just like you use that word, you use this word, you said this, you look like this.
Did Eminem really do that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like when
if he really did that, then that's crossing a line already.
This
Yeah.
reminds me. This reminds me of this one fucking thing that went viral, and it drove me up the wall. There was a lady, and she's African American, and she posted an article or some sort of tweet or whatever that she wanted to cancel Bruno Mars
Oh
because
boy.
Bruno Mars is a culture vulture.
Oh,
and
I heard about this. Yes.
and he's not black, and he's stealing black people's music, etc., etc., etc.
Mhm.
People said, "Well, he's Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans are part African, part Taino. Technically he is black. No. That doesn't count. Whatever. He's only part Puerto Rican. The other part is he's Asian, he's Hawaiian or whatever the hell.
And
It doesn't
is he
matter.
part Filipino too.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Who cares?
He's a
Like
cocktail.
again, this is the thing, and he's like, oh, he's basically just like Elvis because back in the day in the hotels when we saw a video of him doing Elvis impersonations. It's in Hawaii. Fucking, they do Elvis impersonations in Hawaii, and he was playing young Elvis.
And do you know what? For people who live in Hawaii, do you know where their destination, where their vacation destination is? In fucking Las Vegas.
Yep.
That's their favorite place. And you know what's in Vegas? You know what? There's a lot of in Vegas. You know, you can go to a chapel
Fucking
and get married
Elvis.
by an Elvis.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they love Elvis there.
Okay.
Clearly.
So this thing went viral, and some African Americans made comments, and they wanted to fucking cancel Bruno Mars and all this stuff. But you know what? Out of the kindness and the courage of all of these African American artists that respects Bruno Mars, they told him to shut the fuck up because Bruno Mars is making good music. He's reviving genres of music that is employing hundreds and thousands of African American saxophone players and guitar players and musicians and all of these things. And like people are doing all that stuff, right? And this girl had the audacity of saying all of these like things about culture vulture, culture appropriation and all that stuff. You know what her handle is on Twitter? Sensei.
Oh God, I love it.
So I got blocked from her because I kind of pointed that out. Like, the fact that you want to cancel somebody for cultural appropriation and your name is Sensei, it's a little ridiculous in my opinion. And then like I got blocked because again, when they're talking about canceling somebody, they don't get what they have. They just want to cancel just because.
Right. Pretty much.
So like for me, if I want to cancel something, there is a fucking valid reason, right? Like
Like,
I want to cancel the idiots that think that America is the greatest country in the world. I want to cancel them because we're not. We could be, but we're not.
not
Yeah.
yet.
No. I mean, we could be, but we're not. I wanna cancel the people that like the all of these people that believe that like the shit that they watch and in certain news channels and certain articles and certain websites and all that stuff. I want to cancel all of them because if you don't get yourself well rounded and learning about finding out the truth for yourself, you're just gonna be a sheep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to. And lastly, I want to fucking cancel Boba Fett.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I got news for you, buddy.
because the Mandalorian is fucking better than Boba Fett. Let me just say that right now.
For now,
just
until the book of Boba Fett.
Oh God.
The fact that he's got the dark saber kind of makes me a little wet. Not gonna lie. I mean, I might have to switch sides.
See. But
No.
but he doesn't want it. He's playing the Jon Snow card.
But see, that's
I
not.
don't want
That's,
it.
yeah, I don't want it, but I'm so
I don't
perfect
want
for it, and that's why I don't want it.
I don't want
And
it.
because I don't want it, that's why I'm perfect for it.
So who's gonna play Bran in Mandalorian then? So who's the three-eyed raven? Is it gonna
Oh,
be?
jeez.
Is
It's
it gonna be
supposed
the
to be-
child?
Well, he's with Luke now. Who knows, dude? We'll see what
We'll
happens.
see. All right. So are we moving on now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna start. We're gonna talk about Loki, episode number 4, the Nexus event.
All right.
48
All right.
Yeah, 48 minutes. Frayed nerves and paranoia infiltrate the TVA as Mobius and Hunter B-15 search for Loki and Sylvie. So the last episode, Lamentis, we were left with wondering what's gonna happen to Loki and Sylvie. Oh my God, are they gonna die? Of course not. They can't die, at least not yet. They at the last minute they are. We get some really nice tender moments here with even with the last episode with Loki and Sylvie. Lots of
Yeah.
character development. These Marvel shows have done something to these characters where upon first when it started, that's Wanda. She's got cool magic. She lost her brother. Boo hoo. Like
Jeez.
get the fuck over it. Do some magic, Scarlet Witch. But of course, you got WandaVision, and there's this writer on TikTok, screenwriter, and he said and it just took one TikTok, and I instantly followed him, and he basically said this: WandaVision proves that you can literally write a show about anything. Because who would have thought that Wanda experiencing her grief for the loss of not just Vision, but her brother, that there was a 9-episode show right there just waiting to be written.
Mhm.
So, and this guy, this screenwriter, basically said that was his pitch on TikTok. And he basically said you can write anything into a show based on something that upon first glance you may not think that you have something, but you do. And I instantly follow the guy, and he even has a podcast on screenwriting. So I'm like, oh my God, of course. But then again, of course, we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we see how that's also expanded the characters and just expanded the world now and given us a new Captain America. And now, of course, with Loki, you know, in Avengers Infinity War, everyone thought when Thanos, snapped Loki, and Thanos literally said, "No resurrections this time." And it was like, and even I was excited, like, yeah, he's finally fucking dead. All those
Right.
Loki fans can chill, shut up now. But
Yep.
I'm cheering for Loki because I'm like, I've always liked the character and I've liked his interaction, of course, with Thor. And when you look at there was a statistic as far as like web searches or as far as like the traction of the popularity of Loki versus Thor.
Right.
Loki comes out on top.
Damn.
And you would think that, oh, everyone loves Thor, he's the hero. But there is something about how Tom Hiddleston has played this character from the very beginning, from Thor, and of course really won everyone over with the event, as playing the puppet, I guess, for Thanos in the Avengers. And then over the course of all these other movies, you've seen he literally showed up at Comic-Con years ago dressed as Loki, in costume, in character, and everyone, the whole fucking Hall H was cheering for him. And he was saying, "Say my name," and everyone was just like, "Loki." Everyone was going gaga for him. I mean, it just shows you, apart from not just the character, but the actor himself has like embraced the character so much. But yeah, this episode, for me, the series, each episode just keeps getting better and better and better as we go on. So at the last minute, of course, as the Lamentis, the planet is like literally crumbling apart, they notice, because Loki and Sylvie are connecting. Is it Hunter B-15 and
Yes.
And
then,
Mobius.
Mobius, yep.
Yeah, they see a branch and it spikes like they've never seen it before.
Because he
and
fell in
they
love
li-
with himself.
Yeah, pretty much. And
So
that's
bonkers.
how they locate Loki and Sylvie. And so they open up, portals for them, and they walk through, and of course they're taken back into the TVA and they're arrested. And then they're finally brought to, like, they're not pruned or killed immediately as you think as we, of course something's up. And then we find out that Loki is taken to this pretty much, it's almost like a Doctor Strange thing at the end of that first Doctor Strange movie, where Doctor Strange just traps what's the villain's name in
Dormammu.
Dormammu, thank you. Dormammu into an endless time loop of, "Dormammu, I've come to bargain." Like, "You again, motherfucker?" Like, are we gonna keep doing this? Like, it was fucking brilliant. And now Loki is trapped into an endless loop of Lady Sif, who we haven't seen
Oh, dude.
since forever. Jamie
That-
Alexander is back.
That scene.
Yeah. So apparently he cut her hair, and of course she's not fucking happy about it. She's got long, beautiful black hair, and he fucking cut like a good chunk of it. And she literally, like, fucking does she knee him in the groin?
Yep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he punches him in the face.
Yep. Watch him in the face and then went away. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically like he thinks like, oh, it's done, and then it basically just happens over and over and over. I mean, whoever thought of this is fucking brilliant, because it is torture. Like, it just won't stop. And he tries to reason with her, tries to apologize, but it still happens. Like, she's still pissed off at him. So,
I love that line that he said, like, when we first see him get in there, and he's like, "Oh, I remember what happened after that. I took a bath and had a glass of wine." And then she comes around the corner again. He's like, "Wait, what?"
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so funny.
it's brilliant, because he's like trapped in it. So he's like, oh, holy shit. Yeah, no one's gonna want to stay trapped in. something like that forever. I mean, even experiencing it like 5 times, it's 4 times too many, 5 times too many. So, and then yeah, Sylvie is also taken into another room, and then Hunter B15 starts to question Sylvie because Hunter B15 saw something when Sylvie, like, enchanted her.
Yeah, her past life, right?
Yes.
And caused her to ask questions and stuff.
Yes, so Hunter B15 takes her to Rock's cart, back to that place where Sylvie was hiding, where they first encountered her. And at first, Hunter B15 is like, doesn't believe Sylvie. Like, that's not true. I didn't live a past life. And
Right.
Sylvie tells her, that's my enchantment. Like, you lived a past life. And so Hunter B15 is like, show me. And so when she showed her, and what it really got me, like, man, that's why I mentioned in the chat, like, these performances, nothing Oscar worthy, but just enough to actually get a reaction. When Hunter B15 says, I was happy, the way she says it, I was like, oh my God, my heart like broke for her. I was like, because like, who really wants to be part of the TVA?
Right.
They're brainwashed. Everyone, they're not doing it because they want to or they even love it. They're just doing it because that's all they know.
I want to be part of the TVA.
Huh?
I want to fucking like go back in time and start fucking like putting
pruning.
Like, pruning like the shit out of people.
Yeah, you know who I'd prune first?
Huh?
Fucking Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be the first person you're gonna prune.
Oh man!
Holy shit!
I'll prune Taika Waititi.
Holy shit! Oh man!
What's Ragnarok again? Oh, it's a fucking comedy.
Oh boy! Or you can ask Doctor Strange. Can you look at these several timelines and how many timelines of those Ragnarok is a comedy? And then Doctor Strange.
Out of all of it, we only have one.
We only have one. That's not a comedy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh man. But yeah, the episode goes like fantastic. So it finally leads to Ravonna Renslayer. She's talking to Mobius and they have a drink, and he only has one drink, but she's like, one drink? Like, should be celebrating because they apprehended the variants. And then he gets a hold of her Sylvie calls it a Tim pad. Is it a time pad?
I'm not sure.
It's like a temporal pad or whatever.
Temporal. Okay.
Because he at this point he was already doubting, right? That because she said that the one that they rescued was spouting off. Yeah. It seemed normal, and he was like, "Well, why isn't she back?" And it's like, "Oh, well, she wasn't that well, I guess." And then he's like, "What? This doesn't make any sense."
Right.
So he started doubting it there.
Yeah, and she tells him like she's. Oh yeah. She doesn't tell him she's dead, but he looks into it, and it says she's deceased.
Right. Yep. They pruned her.
Yeah. And then of course he gets to Loki, and he tells Loki, like, have you had enough yet of this, like, this time loop trap or prison? And so yeah, they finally get to talking, and then Loki's like trying to tell him, like, this is all a sham. We're all variants, or you're all variants. And Mobius thinks, like, of course he's lying. And then just when they walk out, Renslayer is finally out there, and what's her name? They're ready to like basically apprehend Mobius and Loki, because Mobius is already helping Loki out. And then of course we get the tragic scene where Mobius is like, you know what? I think I had a past life, and I think I had a jet ski.
Yep.
And that's when they prune him. We're like, oh no.
Yeah, I was a little bummed.
He should have said, "Wow." Wow.
Wow.
Well,
No,
the director confirmed that he wasn't gonna say it in this show. So
well, that's kind of good, I guess, because I mean, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's a good choice.
or if they're saving it, it
At the
should
very end.
be right when he rides his jet ski.
There you go.
He's smiling, he's riding off in the sunset,
Like, wow.
and he says, "Wow." but-
His dialogue though with Loki when he was interrogating him, that scene where he's talking about is like, how you're in love with your
oh yeah,
variant
yeah.
self. He's like,
course.
how disgusting is that? And it's
You're
like,
so
yeah,
arrogant.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad he mentioned that. I was like, dude, how weird is that you like fall in love with an alternate version of yourself?
Right.
Kind of strange.
Well, for Loki, it only makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, it does.
He wouldn't pick. He wouldn't have any. His taste is impeccable. So
Right.
You
know,
Right.
but yeah,
If MCU fans only knew what he did in the comic books and in the Norse mythology.
Oh, the Norse mythology is bonkers, dude. It's crazy if you notice
Right.
what he did in there.
Fucking fuck the horse and out came Odin's Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse.
Yeah.
oh, fun.
So,
Yeah.
It's a boy, or it's a girl, or it's a she. I don't know.
It's they.
Yeah. So when I want to mention when Mobius is pruned, you see Loki's reaction, and he's just devastated because
Mhm.
it reminded me of the last time he's had someone like that is basically his relationship with Thor.
Right.
His
Yeah,
own
an
brother.
actual friend. Yeah, an
Yeah.
actual friend. Yep.
Yeah, we've never seen Loki have any other close brother relationship aside from Thor, but with Mobius. So,
I hope he goes back for him. I hope he finds some way to get him back.
yeah, hopefully. I mean, that would be cool because I think the character is great. I love the character,
Yeah, me too.
and I love their chemistry. Like, it's just so entertaining to watch.
yeah.
But yeah, so Loki gets out of there, or no. Renslayer takes Loki, and then they finally take Sylvie as well, and she takes him up to the golden elevator, and we're finally in front of the timekeepers right there. And I'm like, ooh, finally we're here. This is episode 4. Like, yeah, let's see the timekeepers. And the timekeepers are high and mighty in their chairs, and they're talking. And just as about they're supposed to be pruned, we get help from in the form of Hunter B-15,
Mhm.
who helps him out. And at first I thought Hunter B-15 was pruned, but she wasn't. She was just knocked out,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is great because I'm like, I don't want to see her pruned. She's a great character. I like her. Keep her in there. So just knock her out. So that's good.
So
And
she'll
then
help Sylvie probably next episode, right? Most likely.
what?
She'll help Sylvie most likely next episode, right? If she's still
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a fight ensues with the other TVA agents. Sylvie is fighting with Renslayer, and then Loki is fighting other agents, and then Loki's getting close to the steps of the timekeepers, and then they finally take care of him. And does someone like shoot something or like
No. Sylvie chopped off one of the heads.
right?
Yeah. It was a robot.
Right. Yeah. It turns out it's a robot. Sparks are flying, and there's wires from the head of one of the timekeepers. And it's like, oh, it's a robot. And I thought it was funny. At the very first episode, they scan each variant into that scanner to make sure that they're not a robot.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So, and then even Loki, for a second, he was like nervous. Like, am I a fucking robot? And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking god of mischief. If you turn out to be a fucking robot, holy shit, dude, you got some serious issues.
It was just the line that the other guy gave, is like, they never know. And then he's like, just step forward. It's like, dude, what?
Yeah, I was like, what the shit? Also, yeah, they show the or was that last episode where they show Sylvie's background?
That might
No,
have
it
been
was
this
this. It was
episode.
it was this episode.
It was the very
Okay, yeah.
beginning. Yeah,
Yeah,
the very
so
beginning.
yeah.
Beginning.
Right. So we see Renslayer when she takes a young Sylvie from her version of Asgard, and even Sylvie asks Renslayer, "What was it? Why did you take me? What was my nexus point?"
Right.
And Renslayer just tells her, "I don't even remember," which is like fucking the biggest bitch slap you can ever get. Because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You changed my life forever. I've been on the run since I was a kid, and you can't even remember the reason why you took me out of my own. Like you basically destroyed my life. Like holy shit,
Yep.
that
Pruning
is
kids.
cold and terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, and so we think everything's good, well and good. They survived until, of course, Loki gets pruned by Renslayer, and as he slowly disappears, I think does she Sylvie knock out or get to Renslayer? I think.
Man, why am I having a hard time remembering? I thought she pruned her, didn't she? Or she
Or
must have knocked her out.
Yeah.
Red Slayer hit Sylvie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Man,
because
why am I having a hard time remembering?
I didn't get I'll have to watch it again. I didn't get a chance to watch it a second time.
I was too focused on Loki being pruned. I was like, crap, I can't believe they actually killed him off.
Yeah.
And then that
No,
end
I
credit
think
scene.
I think Sylvie knocked out Red Slayer. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then of course the episode ends
Mhm.
and it was like, what the shit? And then the credits roll, and then of course we get a post-credit scene where Loki wakes up and he's like, is this hell? And we see
No, not yet.
Yeah, no, not yet.
four different Lokis. We have
Some kid with an alligator, it looked like.
yeah, a young Loki with an alligator, which that's the fourth Loki. The alligator has the Loki helmet.
Oh, jeez.
And someone made a meme. So there's brother Loki who stole Thor's hammer.
Mhm.
There's
Old Loki.
Oh,
there's teen angst Loki.
Nah, he's more of a preteen Loki.
Preteen, okay.
He's
And
not teen.
the alligator is Florida Loki. And the OG Loki in the suit, that is what's his name from Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
Goodness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's him. Admiral Pride. Is it Admiral Pride?
Oh, I didn't even notice. What the heck? Okay, I'm looking forward to the next episode to see him again then.
Yeah, if you watch that scene and you listen to his voice, that's him. And that's it. That's definitely him.
Huh.
Goodness gracious, what's the actor's name? Richard E. Grant. Yeah.
Oh, snap. Dude, I can't believe I didn't even. Wow. Okay, I'll have to
Yeah,
watch.
because episodes ago on the podcast, I mentioned that he's part of the show, and it was I don't think I mentioned it, but it was rumored that he would be playing an older version of Loki, and well, here we go, we see it.
Letting all the Lokis loose would definitely cause madness in the multiverse.
Yeah, and they basically tell him, well, you will die if you don't come with us.
Right.
And that shot is just like it's just awesome. And
it's the Avengers shot, but it's all the Lokis.
Yeah, exactly. So what do we in Ragnarok? We've had the Avengers. In Ragnarok, we had the Revengers. So what are we calling this group now?
Loki Squad. I have no idea.
Loki Doki.
It's the Squad of Mischief.
Oh, there you go. That's not bad.
The Loki Rangers.
Like as much as the action was kind of cool and everything, for me, this was like a average middle of the road milk toast episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It was all right. I'm like, oh, the big reveal, fucking the timekeepers are like robots. So
Well, you probably already knew that.
Whatever.
You knew that already, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's Kang the Conqueror.
He's one of them, right?
No, he's the one that's
He's-
like doing this thing.
Oh, gotcha. He's
That's
all
why.
of them.
That's why I told Mike last week. Just watch for Ant-Man 3, Quantum Mania.
Right.
You'll understand why. Because in the quantum realm, uh, time acts all funny and does weird things. Where have you heard that before?
Right, the TVA. That's where they're at. Yeah.
Oh, and who's the big bad villain in Ant-Man 3?
King the Conqueror. Yeah.
Oh.
So the memes now. For WandaVision, it was Mephisto. Now
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror is catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the on your left and shit.
Yeah, that I
That was
sent in
funny.
the group chat. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, like again, this is the MCU trying to fix their shit, trying to tie in everything so that they'll like all the fanboys be like, oh my god, the theory of this prepaid planning. Oh, I knew it was this. People are still thinking it's Mephisto. You guys know that, right? Fucking, it's not
Oh,
Mephisto.
please no.
It'll never be Mephisto. I jumped off of that fucking wagon like a long time ago. I'm just doing it for memes now. But yeah, it was okay. I mean, I was kind of weirded out that they fucking pruned Loki at that particular moment. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of bullshit. They were in that touching moment, they were gonna like hug or whatever they're gonna do, but then all of a sudden he got pruned. I'm like, oh shit. But yeah, man. Looking forward to the next episode, I guess, because what else am I gonna do?
Jerk off.
I could also watch the Bad Batch.
Are you caught up on that episode, by the way?
Yes, unfortunately I did.
Were you as disappointed as I was?
Fucking chess. It was searching for Bobby Fischer in animation.
So are we getting into the Bad Batch now? Are we good with Loki?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, let's get into Bad Batch.
Yeah, I mean, like Loki's gonna there's gonna be a whole bunch of Loki's next episode. They're gonna cause some mischief. It's gonna be lots of yucks and everything, and we're gonna discover more of what's going on with the Nexus. Like whatever. So hopefully Kang does make an appearance. If not, somebody else. It's looking like Ren is the big baddie in this one, just because of the fact that she just revealed herself as the big baddie. But I did mention a few episodes back that her character in the comics is she's the girlfriend of Kang the Conqueror.
Right,
So-
you did mention that, which makes a lot of sense to where they might be going.
Yeah. So maybe she will be in the future movies also,
Possibly.
Right.
which is fine by me because she's pretty. That's cool. But Hunter B15 should kick ass next episode, if I'm not mistaken. And then what's the name of that intern guy? The fucking guy that, in the first episode. The one with all of the time stones.
Oh, all the paperweights. I don't remember that guy's name. He was the one that you took the salad from.
Horatio or whatever his name is. I don't know. But
What about him?
he should be in the next episode probably. I don't know. Maybe he is Kang. I don't know. Or Mephisto, whichever.
I feel violated by this view.
Yeah. You like it?
I'm kind of turned on right now. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I I don't like holding my phone, man.
No, yeah, I know. That's all cool. That's fine. Put me back on your lap. I like it there. I'm so used to being
like
it. Yeah.
this. Like,
There you go. You go Instagram girl. Work it.
wait.
Oh boy. So so Kaylee Fleming, who plays the young Sylvie,
Mm.
she is the daughter of Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
She is also young Rey in The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
and
I
The
remember.
Rise of Skywalker.
I remember.
That's
Cool.
her. So not only is she in the Star Wars universe, she's also in the Marvel universe. Oh, and she's also playing a big character in The Walking Dead.
Jeez.
Like,
But not
wow.
as big as not as big as Coral.
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 Well, yeah, but
Coral.
he's gone. He's doing college now.
Yeah, that's funny. Coral. I think he just quit because like he became a fucking meme because of that shit. Coral.
God, I would love to be a meme and have a kick-ass job on a show.
The people
Oh,
that
well,
get upset
you-
about being memes you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, just
Yeah.
just keep up your TikTok, Mike. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't like show up with the afro because like it just
It's not an afro. That's just how my hair is. It gets fucking wavy.
I know. It's like
I don't style it that way.
it was
when
it was
dries
so
up-
it was so wavy. It was like a tsunami, bro. It was just
Oh, it gets wavier. But now, hey, now I got a fresh cut now.
I know it's nice. It's
Good.
nice.
Yeah. I'm so happy. I feel so much lighter now. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Bad Batch. Let me see. So if there's a definition of a filler episode,
This
This
has to be
one.
one.
this one's it. But I mean, it's bound to happen with 16 episodes. It's bound to. But I was still entertained. We got
I
some
was
cool
too.
action. So it's episode 10. It's called Common Ground. 27 minutes. The Batch has their ideology challenge, which I thought was interesting because the mission was to rescue a separatist. A separatist leader on I forgot the planet's name.
It was like the capital of the separatists, right? If I'm not mistaken, like that was.
it? Oh,
Yeah, it was like the big deal. Oh my gosh, I don't remember why. Because the clones mentioned that, like, I always thought about being here one day, because, like, at the end of the war, quote unquote, but that didn't happen.
Right.
So, like, for Coruscant, it was the Republic, and then for the separatists, it was this place.
Let's just say it's called Kolkata because the leader's name is Singh.
I don't
Sweet.
know. The episode was good for character development, and I liked the tank stuff, and some of the dialogue wasn't too bad either. But other than that, it's like, dude, give me some more pieces of the puzzle, please, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this last episode, I was like so tempted. I was like, man, I think I'm just gonna make a YouTube video because, like, dude, they're doing this a little too much. We got so much information in one episode. They're like, that's cool. Hang on to that. We're gonna do this for a little bit. It's like, why, man? Just keep pushing along.
Yeah, but it's okay. But Omega finally learned to be Bobby Fischer.
Omega is now a strategist
Yeah,
and paid
I
off
think
their debt.
She has been, right? Like she
I
said,
thought so. Yeah, she's smart.
yeah. And that's why Sid was like, you're smart. Let's make some money. But then I thought it was brilliant that she asked for 60%, and she just by what, in a span of like hours or maybe barely a day, a full day, she paid off their debt.
Right.
And like, Daddy, I cleared your debts. Now bring me on the missions, motherfucker. I'm part of the squad too.
I do.
Omega, Rika.
I do like that she's not super annoying, and like I was so worried she was because of flashbacks of other shows. Like I totally thought she was gonna run off, hijack a ship, and meet him there. because that's what they like to do in all these other stupid shows. But I'm glad that she stayed there and
I mean,
and ended up
she's
being useful.
she's still preteen, Jester. Like give her like that another season, and she might have that
that
teenage
angst.
angst.
Yeah. Then maybe Boba Fett will slap her and be like, "Dude, that's not how we do things.
Yeah.
We're cool.
That's not the way.
Yeah. We're both cool, calm, collected, awesome bounty hunters. We're just gonna, we don't do that teenage crap."
And then Omega will be like, "Oh yeah, I heard that you lost the fucking Han Solo somewhere."
That's not the way either.
That is not the way, my guy. But I don't know. I want more pieces of the puzzle, and I'm starting to think that maybe, because the Clone Wars is very much a story arc kind of thing where they, we got that awesome finale with Ahsoka in the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars. I'm assuming that we're just gonna get like a closing arc. You know? So some more fillers and a closing arc, and then we're done.
I think I really feel that like they're gonna expand more on Omega's abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So because right now like she's been very clever. She's been like she knows how to do all these other things. So she's very resourceful. She fucking survived Fennec and Cad Bane,
Right.
which is kind of cool.
Right.
She kind of sort of did the Joss Whedon Superman or Wonder Woman Flash thing with the whatchamacallit, the fucking Snoke
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh, where
the Snoke thing.
the Flash
Yeah.
is the
The
Kaminoan body out of the tube and lands on Wonder Woman, aka Omega.
which was like the Snoke prototype,
Possibly, maybe,
possibly,
not.
maybe, or whatever, whichever. Yeah.
So
Well, maybe this time around on the next mission, like Omegas are gonna be like, Hunter, shouldn't we do this way? Whatever, and get Rika to do this.
Rika. Take.
Rika.
And then Rika's like, oh yeah, rah, rah, mate. Oh yeah, rah, rah, rah.
Echo.
Yeah.
I really like that tank scene, dude. Like I want stuff like that in the Clone
Dude,
Wars
it was kind of cool. Like,
it was cool.
It reminded me of like the little tank scenes that they had in like what was that? Fucking Saving Private Ryan. Like when they were trying to when they were trying to destroy the tanks.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was cool. Like we never really get to see a whole lot of interior on that stuff, and like I like that we got to see that and some cool stuff like that. But other than that, it's like, dude, I'm
I'm looking forward to a lot of things when it comes to the Bad Batch. Again, it's very clever. It's totally different from what people are expecting. And
yeah, it's true.
I really, really want more action, dude. Like
I know. Yeah, I feel
like
that.
this is the Bad Batch. This is like people. It's like the A-Team.
It's the A-Team. Yeah, this is the A-Team. Where's my action every episode? Because like, dude,
we want B.A. Baraka's fucking like shooting like machine guns made out of like screwdriver or screws and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and like I said, like the episode where Cad Bane was that 2 episodes ago? Yeah, where he came back, dude. That episode was one of the best. Not because Cad Bane came in, but like, dude, the whole like
cool. It was a good action.
We got Crosshair. We got like the Imperials coming after him. Like that whole scene in the engine was like, whoa, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And then the POV shot at the end, like that's really cool. That's actiony, and I feel like that's A-Team worthy. And it's like, yeah. And then that, like I said, the tank scene seems pretty cool. Like that was just really cool with them doing all that. And it's like, yeah, where's more of that stuff too, man? Like, so.
Yeah, I was surprised though that those ATTs like one shot and it was like that's it. I'm like, holy shit! Like,
yeah.
I was thinking like at least
they're not chicken walkers, right? They're like they're different, right? They're like the droid tanks, right?
They're basically like walkers. Prototype.
Yeah, they're the earlier
AT-ATs. Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I guess shooting your own technology at it, would damage it. I mean, what a shot! That was a crazy arcing shot, just. But
yeah,
so,
damn,
it was cool.
Okay.
It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Star Wars animation, did you guys check out that anime thing?
Yes.
The different studios that are doing Star Wars anime.
I
Yep.
did.
For Star Wars Visions, which
That
will
looks interesting.
debut in September.
I really think Star Wars it should be in the form of a cartoon, and I really feel that in anime form it would be excellent.
I agree. I think just looking at the art and stuff like that, like I think that it has a lot of potential.
Hmm.
May not be 100% my taste, but I think it has a lot of potential. It could
And
be.
also, based on last week's episode, I really feel that a Star Wars horror story would be amazing.
Oh, dude, I know.
You heard like what we were talking about, right?
I
Like
did, and like I think that'd be great. I mean, there's already some aspects of I'm gonna say some aspects of horror, but like Darth Nihilus and then we got a little bit of the worms and in the Clone Wars episode.
yeah.
There was the Imperial Project. I don't remember what it was called, but like basically turned stormtroopers into zombies, sort of.
I mean, I don't want zombies though. Fucking,
No, I
like,
I know. I'm just
I'm
saying like
done with zombies. Like for like seriously.
I'm just saying there's
'Cause,
aspects of horror there that they can easily do in
like
Star Wars.
I want that like that's the story that Pinhead and I were talking about. Like we were talking about like that fucking monster that the Jedi's or the species that like the Jedi's want destroyed because it's just pure negative force.
Yeah,
And
dark energy
like
kind of.
and then like it's a mission between whatever and some troopers, and then like all of a sudden the troopers start disappearing, and it's up to like two Jedi commanders and two Padawans and a fucking clone or a couple of clones
Yeah,
or whatever.
you got some alien. You got some alien.
Yeah,
Ridley
that would be
Scott
good.
alien in there. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Like for me it'd be great, and then like if it was a animation or something like that, that would be cool.
Yeah. No,
So
seeing the art and stuff like that, it's like, dude, this is cool.
yeah.
I think it'll be fun. I can't believe it's September already. They're gonna show that. Like we're getting a lot of content this year for Star Wars.
Yeah, there's a like the one I was looking forward to is the ones that they call twins.
Me
Like
too. Yeah, the twins
the
of the
one
dark
that like
side.
it's like the light and the dark side or
Yeah,
whatever.
and
It
then
looked kind of cool, man. I was like, oh, okay.
I was looking forward to that one and the Master and Apprentice.
Oh,
The
for the Sith maybe.
no, I think they were Jedi.
Oh, is it?
There
Oh,
was just some
okay.
art of them walking and stuff like that, and it looked really cool, very samurai-esque. I mean, it looked exciting. Like that one looks cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But is that it for us tonight, Mike?
That's pretty much it.
Ooh, alrighty.
I was gonna do a review, or I want to talk about America the Motion Picture, but Mike hasn't seen it yet.
Well, you can review it, just don't spoil it.
I saw it, and it's basically it's a mirror for America to look at itself. It's not perfect, just like America, just like the country. It's fucking hilarious, just like the country. It's fucking stupid, just like the country. And like in the scheme of all things, it wants to do something good. So it's kind of a positive thing.
That's
So
cool.
you'll understand once you guys seen the movie. It's just a quick, like it says it's in like an hour 48. It'll go by fast. It's very if you guys like the humor that that you see in like Family Guy or all of these things that they're pretty dumb. Like it's like a dumb comedy. I'm like there's almost every chance that I got, I was saying, this is fucking stupid, but like I was still laughing. You know, there's a bunch of homages to Star Wars here for all the Star Wars fans. And I told Mike that there's a shot by shot fucking perfect copy of the hacking scene in the movie Swordfish.
Oh, really?
In the context of colonial America. So just think about that.
Okay.
So it's for me. Like if you guys watch it, it's a good watch. You know, it's really dumb. You're not going to expect this movie to win like awards or anything, but you'll understand why I said like it's a mirror to what America is right now and what it could be and what and you'll feel so much better about America afterwards.
Hmm.
Because for me, I'm just like, oh shit, like they're very introspective when it comes to like the dumb things and the dumb shit that they say. So yeah,
Okay.
you guys should watch that.
Where's that on?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's perfect because right now, as we're speaking, it is the 4th of July.
Ah,
Okay.
4th of
So,
July.
I
What's
did.
what's your favorite movie that involves Fourth of July?
Independence Day.
Yep.
That's cliche. man.
100%. I'm sorry, dude. That speech is so awesome, dude. I love that speech. It's so iconic.
I guess, and I would vote for him as my president too. But the thing is, like, for me, and it's very nostalgic for me, just because it was only a small scene in the movie, but it was amazing, because of the context. Um, the baseball scene in Sandlot during
Oh yeah, when they go to the or
when,
they're
when they
on
when
the
they yeah when they played at night because it was the only night game
yes, that was such a
because of all the
great that was a great scene. I agree. That was a great one.
yeah. So for me, that's one of my favorite Fourth of July scenes, and all that stuff. So, but yeah,
That's a good choice though. I like that.
yeah. Like it's tomorrow Sunday. I'm just gonna chill. That's it. I'm not gonna do
Same.
anything. It's raining right now in Arizona, so I'm having fun.
We're getting on and off showers too.
Yeah.
You know.
But like the humidity is here, so like it's right now it's 92 degrees, but the humidity is like 30%, Mike,
Mm.
Yummy.
35%. So it's gonna be it's probably it's like it's a little thick outside.
Rocking that
It's like,
gooch sweat.
yeah, so it's a little viscous, like when you walk outside, you're like, woo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just
Oh,
like,
man.
Oh, I started so graciously from Pinhead let me he got Paramount Plus for a month for free.
mm.
And he knows that I was kind of curious about the iCarly revival. And so because my wife and I were like big fans of the show growing up. And so we checked it out and it's all right. It's I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it other than it's okay. Like
It
it
didn't
sucks.
age very well, did it?
No, so that it did what like it would have been better. Again, at this point, I think I'm just watching it for Spencer. That guy cracks me up. The guy that plays him,
What's the name of the best friend for iCarly? Sam? Was it Sam?
Sam. Yeah, she's not in it, and they left a window for her to come in if she ever wanted to.
Which, she was the best part of the show because she has big boobs.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
God.
Talking about kids, bro. Like, chill.
She wasn't a kid when she did.
No, I know, but I'm just but I guess she had like some deep family
Yeah, she had issues, so she took a break. Yeah.
well, she's done acting. I guess her family forced her into acting and ended up using a lot of like most of her money. I think they ended up taking most of her money from her and all
Yeah.
this crazy stuff.
It's the
Dude.
opposite of Rick Moranis, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. So I'm hoping she comes back if I'm still watching it by then. But I don't dude, like the thing that I'm having an issue with is like when shows try to do this thing where they put in political correct jokes for the sake of putting in politically correct jokes because they think it's going to be funny and you end up just tightening your butt cheeks and like pulling
No,
back like dude why
political correct jokes aren't funny at all. Yeah,
and it takes away from like the realistic friendship that these characters are supposed to have when they do stuff like that and it's like dude why do you do that? So that
That's why
bums
I don't like. I really don't like having like like the nostalgia that I have of the older shows. I don't want like another version of it like coming back. Like a look back or like before like when I saw Friends, I was like, oh my god, Jennifer Aniston's nipples are so whatever right. Like now when I see her now, I'm just like, wow,
rough.
you got old, girl.
Oh
Dang.
my
Yeah.
god. What the
Right? Like like when I was watching the Friends special, I was like,
She's pulling along better
dang.
than Perry, dude. Matthew's suffering over there in the corner.
Hey man, like he went through a lot because
A lot of drugs.
he got pigeonholed. You know,
Yeah.
so and look and Joey too. Jesus, like fucking he ate like he ate Drake Ramore.
Oh my god.
He fucking literally ate Drake Ramore and what he became.
So, question, is Drake
Yeah.
Bell in the iCarly reboot?
No,
Yeah.
so there was a scene in the original show where I guess he was on set picking up a check and he just walked on set and they kept it in.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, because I'm looking at the cast list and I was like, Drake Bell as Drake Parker. I'm like, what?
well, he might be in. So what they're doing? So I don't know about that. He
Didn't he plead guilty to child porn?
Not just child born to let me look it up.
trying to get alcohol to a minor or something like that, right?
Yes, and he was spotted. He was spotted. There's video of him on TikTok. Guess where? At Disneyland
Oh, geez.
with
Please,
his
no.
wife. It looks like his wife or his girlfriend and his kid. And they were like, I thought he fled the country. I thought he was in Mexico.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So here, Drake Bell. Let's see. Star of Drake and Josh pleads guilty to crimes involving a minor.
Oh,
Mm.
So this is from CBSNews.com. Drake Bell pleaded guilty on Wednesday. So this was in June 24. Related to two charges related to crimes involving a minor. The former Nickelodeon star, known for his role on Drake and Josh, entered his plea virtually in Cuyahoga County Court. The 34-year-old entered a guilty plea to two charges, one count of attempted child endangerment, a fourth-degree felony, and one count of disseminating matters harmful to juveniles, a first-degree misdemeanor. The charges stem.
We're talking about Drake Bell, or are we talking about Bruce Wayne?
I'm talking about Drake Bell.
Okay.
The charges stem from an incident involving a 15-year-old Canadian girl who attended a concert at the Odeon Concert Club in Cleveland in December 2017. According to Cleveland police, Bell, quote, violated his duty of care during the event, though it's not clear exactly what occurred. The teen subsequently filed a complaint with Canadian police in October 2018. Canadian police then contacted authorities in Cleveland. Police said Bell and the victim knew each other and had developed a relationship years prior that included Bell sending inappropriate material to the girl over social media months before the concerts. When Bell was initially charged earlier this month, he posted a $2,500 bond and pleaded not guilty. When CBS Cleveland affiliate reached Bell's attorney after his client's hearing, he said that, quote, all we have to say today is that all questions will be answered at the time of sentencing. Bell's sentencing is scheduled for July 12. A victim impact statement may also be read at that time. The attempted child endangerment charge carries a maximum sentence of up to 18 months in prison and a possible fine of up to $5,000. The disseminating matter harmful to juveniles charge carries a maximum sentence of up to 6 months in county jail and a possible fine of up to $1,000.
What's with these dudes and kids, bro? Like, I'm so tired of hearing. I'm like, why are you guys doing this?
Hey, so some people adore people that endanger kids like this. You know, they
Yeah.
love it. You know, they call themselves Batman fans.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh,
God.
dude. Chill.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I should have saw that coming. I don't know why. I
Am I
didn't.
am I wrong in that, Mike?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Endangering kids, right? How many wars did he have?
So
Did he
first
win
of
a
all,
technicality,
Son.
bastard?
first of all, he's providing food, shelter, and education,
Also,
board
also teaching them like dangerous arts in
to
order to fight.
channel their anger towards fighting crime and doing justice and breaking some bones, motherfuckers.
Justice in the realm of revenge because mommy and daddy died because he was too
But
chicken
not
shit
revenge. He's not
to
telling
watch
them
a
to
bad
kill.
movie.
He's not telling them to kill.
Well, that's what Jason does.
Okay, hold on. Sorry,
Well-
I'm gonna interrupt because I saw a TikTok that made me laugh. This guy, like, he's all mangled on the floor and he's like trying to get up, and it's like me after being beaten up by Batman because I didn't know where the Joker was. Like he's all like mangled and stuff, like dude trying to get up. Oh,
Yeah.
so funny.
So that's the thing again, and this will be for another podcast about the Batman and the purity of the fucking character. So like,
Oh, I
we'll
don't.
move on.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I don't want to. I again, it'll link in the podcast, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
'Cause,
So
you know,
last thing about this Drake Bell thing. So the girl was a 15-year-old Canadian girl, but they had a relationship
for years.
for years. So
Mhm.
she could have been 13, she could have been 12, she could have been fucking 11 or
Oh,
10.
dude, please no.
So
And then she got into the concert in
Yeah, some
Cleveland?
concert that he was at. Yeah.
What fucking concert was that? Like where a grown ass man and
I wonder was it his concert?
was it his concert or was it a BTS concert?
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea. And that's the thing. They're not specifying what happened at the concert.
Right, which sucks. Probably because she doesn't want to say all that stuff. Probably.
I'm sure he says touch my PP right here. Like I'm sure in that context or something, man.
Oh my
I
god.
I truly hope they throw the book at Drake Bell. You know, like I want him
Well,
like fucking.
he's gonna get a slap on the wrist.
I want him to go to like general population and have them find out that he's a child endangerment person or a child molester or whatever. I can't wait. I can't wait for the
make more
inmates
holes in him.
find out who. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that's
Yep.
not gonna happen. He's got fucking money and he's a celebrity.
God.
And plus,
Fucking-
they already most of the time don't put those guys in general pop because they end up being, human glory holes for the
Yep.
rest of the inmates.
Yeah.
He was,
They're-
and the fact that he was spotted at Disneyland, just
Dude,
acting
yes.
casual, acting casual, like nothing,
Bruh.
no big deal.
Gross.
Hey, you're Drake Bell, right? Oh, hey, didn't you plead guilty in fucking rape charges? Can I take a selfie with you?
You gotta take a selfie.
Like, I'm glad you got away from that child molestation charge. You know, it's kinda cool.
That's what you just like. Hey, can I get a selfie?
Like, you know,
Like,
like you go to Instagram like this. You know, like, hey guys, I'm a Drake Bell. You know, he pled guilty, so he's here in Disneyland enjoying himself.
I love your background, Kuya. It's just a fucking,
loading screen.
it's an
Yeah.
image that didn't load.
I did that a couple of times at a meeting before, and they were like, James, your background is not loading. Are you serious? Oh my god! And I kept like, until my supervisor like, just knock it off and turn off the damn background. And I was like, oh, sorry. It was funny.
It's
Like,
like, it's
pretty
like
cool,
I
right?
tried, I couldn't find anything, so here's this.
I usually like. There's a part of me that want to post this sometimes, like like on Instagram or on Facebook. and then like just leave it as is. Like, oh, it's the most beautiful picture I've ever seen in my life, and then be like, hey, it's not loading at all.
Oh god.
Dude.
All righty. Well, that's the episode.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you guys for listening. If any of you are still listening.
Thanks, Brad.
But yeah, you guys can follow us on our social media accounts in the info box below. Just check it out. You can check out our other episodes as well. And if you'd like to leave a voice message, whether it's for any of us or for Pinhead, feel free to do so. You can do it via Anchor. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate the support. And we'll be back next week.
Yes,
We miss you,
will.
Pinhead.
We miss you.
Miss you, Pinhead.
Hashtag Pinhead must stay.
Hashtag we love Pinhead.
All righty. Till next time. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.